On today's episode, entitled The Last Time Horses Play Chess, our group continues its investigation into the wherewithal, whereabouts, and what the hell is going on of the Druid Grove. Exactly what happened to Lily, what happened to Davynn, and what the husband-wife/brother-sister team has to do with it. We hope you enjoy.
We're off to adventure to go roll the dice. Come seize your advantage and you'll roll them twice. Even if we lose our way, we'll make a journey someday. Something awaits you, so wake us away. Who knows what role you'll play? Who knows what role you'll play?
Okay, yeah, we will need to catch Noel up. Housekeeping note before we start. Sid is not here because he doesn't love us. That's not true. We know he loves us. He's a very important man, very important things to do. So, in the end of last session, he doesn't love us enough. I forget where you had to bow out, Noel, but I don't believe we did much after you left. I think it was just a lot of conversation about potential plans and the mechanics of a long rest after having been spit out from somewhere. And I ruled that a long rest was possible, and I believe everyone agreed that that was the wisest course of action, was to seek a safe place to rest. So nothing major happened. I don't remember if you were here for the eyeball part or not.
I was not.
Okay. There was an eyeball. That's fine. Don't worry about it. I don't honestly.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember if Hildreth shared that with the team or not.
Well,
What did I share with the team or not?
I made a big show about carving it out and handing it to him, so...
Okay.
Oh,
well,
yeah,
but
that. I remember
he
that.
investigated the eyeball himself. I
Yeah.
don't know if he shared his findings with the team or not. I know you carved it out.
No, he did. You did, didn't you, Twinki? Share
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, he did. I don't remember what those findings were, but yeah, he was pretty open.
Thank you, Twinkie.
Review the findings.
The findings were...
Let's have a flashback.
Hildreth, what does the eye tell you?
It's an eye. It doesn't have a mouth. It tells me nothing.
Flashback
Yeah.
over.
Xylund did carve out her eyes.
As
and,
one does.
As one does. Who knows why Xylund does anything?
I wanted to make sure they weren't secretly green and
Oh, that's
glamored.
right.
Okay. Sure.
He has a bit of a fixation. One eyeball was normal, and the other eyeball was actually somewhat false. There was what looked to be normal, like eyeball-esque tissue, and then underneath there was a thin layer of kind of like tanned hide, not quite leather, but like buckskin.
Yeah.
Very, very thin. And underneath that was a small, hard, wooden type eye.
Delightful.
Wooden stone. Yeah, that was the big discovery. And then it was decided that perhaps the party should find refuge somewhere. You guys were going to head back towards the farmhouse.
We were taking the body too, so that
Yes.
Hildreth could dissect it.
That was Xylund's plan. I don't know if Hildreth actually signed off on that.
I'm pretty sure you're
Yeah,
allowed to
I
dissect
don't remember offering to dissect the whole hag.
No, this is the druid body, I thought. It's the druid body you're taking with you, correct?
Wasn't the druid and the hag the same thing?
Nope.
No.
I don't remember. I think there were jokes about dissecting the druid body and cannibalism, but I don't think it got serious or very far.
Okay, well, I'm taking the body, and I will worry about talking Hildreth into dissecting it.
The
Okay.
body of the druid.
The body of the druids are the eyes I carved out, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
yes, that
Yeah.
one.
That. Yes. Okay. Just making sure what bodies we're hauling around.
Although
you
if
know.
someone wants to bring the hag body, I would be fine with
We
that.
don't want to bring the hag body. Bring the druid body is a stretch already.
I will remind you that the hag is massive and like made of heavy materials and would probably take 2 people to
Didn't she
haul.
also kind of like sink into the mud?
And she
Huge
did. She
time.
sort of collapsed into the mud a little bit. Yeah, she would be very squishy, very difficult to carry, especially over a long distance.
I don't even have a spell slot to summon my horse, so yeah. Okay, we'll leave the hag.
All right. So druid body in tow. The crew limps off in the direction of the farmhouse.
So that sucked.
Yep.
I feel like I have a lot of questions for this druidic order now.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that they're all like her? Do you think they're all evil?
Well, maybe we'll find out what they are once we dig into this one.
Ooh.
It does seem that they're all working together.
I don't think that. I don't think our first solution to most of our mysteries should be dissecting bodies.
No, granted, but it seems like the best course of action in this case.
Does it though?
It's a better course of action than it would otherwise be because of the stone eye, but I don't know if it's the best.
We'll have to keep it on the down low though, and maybe like do it in secret in the barn because I think the farm folk might have something to say about
Maybe that's a sign that we shouldn't do it.
That's not how science progresses. You gotta, surmount those taboos. Just drive forward, go through them. Don't worry about it.
To
Small
be
minds are
fair,
always-
he did have a fake eye. Who knows what else she has? that
Yeah,
might be
exactly. There could be all kinds of stone
different.
bits in there.
Perhaps she's really a golem.
Ooh.
I'm sure we could probably figure that out without dissecting her.
You want to fondle the corpse?
I don't want to fondle the
Oh.
corpse.
It sounds to me like you want to fondle the corpse.
That's what I heard too.
Why do your
Hey, Davynn.
minds
Hey,
go
Davynn.
these places?
Do you want to travel separately from these two for a while?
Yeah, sure, why not? Let's-
Yeah. Yep. We're out.
Hey, Karen, do you
Peace.
mind staying with them just to make sure that they don't? Okay, cool. Thanks, Karen.
All right.
Kurt is such a great guy.
We're still
Yeah,
missing Lily, aren't we?
Yes.
Oh
Okay.
yeah. I forgot about her.
Yes. Lily did not appear in the cave after you departed from your last location.
Oh, Hildreth, I don't suppose you have any sort of magic that could keep us safe from prying eyes? Because, we could just hunker down out here and dissect the body here if we could hide ourselves.
What do I look like, a wizard?
Well, you know magic things. You talk to ghosts.
I'm haunted by a ghost. There's a difference.
Oh. Not really.
Well, one implies all you need to do is talk, and the ghost talks back. Actually, the talking back part isn't even necessary to talk to ghosts. Being haunted by one, it follows you everywhere.
Yeah, but it does things you ask it to.
Not necessarily.
So is that a no to the being able to magically hide us?
Yes.
Okay. What about your ghost?
Doesn't work that way. What about you?
No, I'm all tapped out. We'll have to go to the barn and maybe dissect the body there. You're into this, aren't you?
The barn where the people go on a regular basis to take care of their animals that are probably people?
The barn where people freaked out when I accidentally brought a horse in there.
Okay, so this is the plan now. We go up to the edges of the cleared area and we bury the body for now. And then later on, after we've rested and stuff, we'll, head out, dig it up, dissect it in the woods. How about that?
I don't feel like digging a hole. That's just a burial. I don't want to bury an enemy.
Well, we're not. We're going to bury her just so that we can, defile her grave by digging her up again. That
sounds like something a squirrel wouldn't do. A necromancer squirrel.
What's your plan then?
Mine is to leave the body and take the eye.
You don't think there's anything more to learn from this body?
I'm not convinced of that yet either.
You're not convinced that there isn't or that there is?
How about, I'll help you bury the body, but you dissect it and come to me with any mysteries you don't understand.
I'm not a dissector. I don't know.
You took the eyes out well enough. You're a master at this. Keep going. Dissection of people is obviously your lot in life. You're an expert, a hidden master, an artist even.
Not really. The eyes thing is just something I picked up in my past.
Your past is what defines you.
It's not like I went around dissecting bodies.
I think now is the time to start. Find your true purpose in life.
Well, I don't want to lug this body the whole way back to the farmhouse if you're not even going to dissect it. How about this? How about we dump it here? I will cut it in 3 pieces with my sword if anything suspicious is poking out.
I feel like at this point Kern would say something about that.
I imagine Kurt is just enduring all manner of psychic damage. Who knows?
Alright, cut the body in 3. If nothing interesting falls out, we'll leave it.
But you'll help me bury it. Because we don't want to leave it out after I've cut it in 3 pieces. That's going to reflect poorly on us if someone finds it.
We'll take the head.
Okay. Well, how about this then? So you'll dissect the head but not the rest of it?
We can just completely destroy the skull. Then even if the body is found, no one will be able to identify it.
Oh, I see what you mean. Well, I don't know. I think they could probably use magic or something. Help me bury the body.
Fine.
Alright. So I'll take out my sword.
You don't even have a shovel?
Probably not.
I'm
You'd be
leaving.
surprised how many times we ask this question.
You're leaving?
I thought you were prepared for this. Obviously, you are still a novice in the ways of disposing bodies.
Well, do you have a shovel?
Of course not. It's not my intent to bury bodies.
Well, hang on, let me see.
I
Maybe I do have a
usually
shovel.
donate them.
Lana has everything though, and she's on a flying
Bag of
invisible
holding helps a lot.
diocese.
Yeah, hang on. I might have a shovel in this.
Hey guys,
Pack.
want to come back?
Not at all.
No, I don't have a shovel.
Does
No,
Kern
I-
have mold earth or something that we can bury this body with?
I don't think you prepared anything like that.
I think that
I'm
was my
sure
cue to
he's
start
got
going through the spell
Shaper.
sheet. Not today, he doesn't.
I was
Oh, wait,
gonna
no,
say,
he is stone shape.
I know he used it in the
He's got it flagged prepped.
Oh, does he? Okay.
Yep.
I know he had it, but I didn't know if he had it prepped.
Stone shape, so he can steal it in or he can seal it in like a boulder or something.
Yep. And then
Awesome.
we can never think about this again.
All right. So I will, once I learn that, I'll just take out my sword and chop the body into 3 pieces. I'll, like, chop the head off, see if any, like, weird shit's sticking out of the neck, and then I'll sort of chop, sort of mid-torso, yeah, the abdomen, I guess. See what spills out there, and then, like, chop the thighs off.
Okay. All right. You know,
So-
heard yuck. Yes.
So is there anything poking out?
Well, I mean, there are things that fall out, but they appear to be what one would expect to fall out.
Do you want to take a look at this, Hildreth, before we seal the evidence in a stone?
Hildreth will poke around and see if there's anything out of the ordinary.
Okay, roll your medicine check.
Oh.
It's perfectly normal, humanoid entrails. You don't see anything that sparks your suspicion or anything.
Alright,
This is bad.
what's bad?
It says here in the entrails, there's a dark future ahead for us. Specifically, for the person who defiles the bodies of any of the Druidic Order.
Yes.
Sin, you're under Xylund. You're under a curse.
Ooh, spooky. Alright, let's dispose of the evidence.
So Kern will. What, you guys just gonna make a hole in stone and shove the body in, seal it up?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. Okay. So Kern will use a
Oh.
what level spell is that, Lana?
4th.
That's what I thought.
We're about ready to have a long rest. He can afford it.
Yeah.
Just saying, but okay. So Kern he calls upon the power of the gods to form a space in a bit of cliffside, raggedy bits of stone, and allows you to shove the body of this druidess inside before sealing it. Are you keeping her head?
Well, I don't think Hildreth is gonna
Nah,
dissect it.
Hildreth isn't interested in the head anymore.
Yeah, we'll just shove it in there.
Alright, so head as well.
Actually,
I'll get shoved.
did we thoroughly poke around the eye socket?
Did you or can you?
Did we?
Not really. You cut out her eyes.
Yeah, I don't think we did.
examined- I don't think anyone looked any closer.
Did you just take a look around her eye sockets to see if her eye was like hooked up to something weird in there?
So Hildreth,
Hildreth will take a casual glance.
yeah, I was gonna say, just kind of sort of looks in that direction. Doesn't really want to go nose to nose with this, with this discorporate head, but okay. Again, looks and smells pretty normal.
I'm gonna take out my mace and bash the top of the head off just to make sure.
All right. No, you're just making a mess at this point.
Yeah, at this point I'm covered
You're
in
cleaning
gore.
that up on your own.
Yeah, you're just making a mess.
Well, I imagine I've been lugging the body parts by myself anyway.
Oh yeah. Gurn's not gonna help you.
I'm already covered in blood. What's a little bit more? Let's add some brains to the mix.
Yeah, and that's pretty much all you get.
The entirety of this scene will be cut out of the PG-13 release.
This is like when they have the original Grimm's fairy tales, where the evil queen eats an actual deer's heart instead of a marzipan heart. Yeah, yeah. These are the original Grimm's tales here.
So I'll scoop up the remains of the head and all the sort of leaves around it that are covered in brains and shove them all into the hole as well.
All right.
And then get surprisingly compliant Kern to close it all up for me.
But listen, he's having a rough day.
Give him a pat on the shoulder. leave a
Poor
bloody
Karen.
handprint there.
Oh god, don't traumatize him when he's not here. It's not fair.
I think that might cause psychic damage to him retroactively.
I think both Kern and Sid are gonna have psychic applied.
On Lana and Davynn's ride to the
Yes.
to the barn.
Are you guys staying to where you can see the other half of the crew, or are you just going straight shot to the farm?
I imagine we kept within vision right up until last scene, and then just booked it.
Where they stopped to
Yep.
dismember the body and then
Yep.
just kept on trucking?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Nope,
fair
nope.
enough. Because you guys do move faster, obviously.
Yeah.
You have
And-
much faster fly speed than they have a walk speed.
So the wind probably makes it difficult for us to actually have a conversation, but Davynn's gonna try.
Oh, no.
Alright, go ahead.
Lana, are you doing okay?
Yeah? Hello?
Oh, you doing okay?
Yeah!
You seem out of it since we got back.
Well, I'm kind of still catching up. I missed everything, you know?
I don't understand it any more than you do, to be honest. It might have helped. Still don't know where Lily went, though.
Yeah, I'm worried about that. Maybe one will start steering down towards the ground so they can go a little bit slower.
Okay, that's better. She was with us when we got taken back, but for some reason she just isn't here.
Yeah, I mean, since I just blacked out and came back, I don't really know anything that's up with that. I'm worried about it. Maybe we shouldn't have left without her.
If anybody knows what happened to her, it's probably the druids who took us into that thing to begin with.
Yeah, the ones we just killed two of and ran away from.
Killed one of. One of them was a hag, and who knows if that first one was evil or not.
Yeah.
But either way, we're gonna get her back, yeah?
Yeah, of course. Wouldn't
Okay.
go hop on a boat without her.
Seems like it would be a mistake to do that, yeah.
But first, we gotta take a nap.
We've been doing that a fair bit, taking naps.
Yeah. Alternating, get the shit beaten out of us, take a nap, repeat.
Do you ever feel like maybe we're running up against things that are like stronger than us all the time or something like that?
Yeah,
Like we're pushing
literally
to places where we shouldn't be going.
all the time. Since I started traveling with you guys, actually.
I mean, it's awesome and cool, but
But it just keeps escalating, and I don't
yeah,
know
and it hurts.
how.
And like one of these days,
Someone's gonna not get back up, I know.
and
don't know.
that's already happened though to
Yeah.
two of us. Well, they got back up after they didn't get back up. Different versions of them got back up or something. But
Yeah. But there's always something to keep us from stopping, you know? Now it's Lily. It'll be something else afterwards.
I still think we should take a vacation sometime. Like go to the beach or something.
Yeah.
I've
Plans
heard
to
about
hop on a
those.
boat. There's a plan to hop on a boat after this. Maybe we can stop somewhere nice.
Hopefully, yeah.
That'd be good.
Although I guess I still have to deal with Featherstone after that.
Yeah.
Oh, Lily first. Let's
Yeah.
let's just focus on that. All right.
One step at a time.
I
Also, there's no way those guys are going to be able to stay in the barn tonight. Like, they clatter like a motherfucker, and those animals startle like nobody's business.
and if they're bringing a body back with them, then
I'm
I
really
imagine the
hoping
animals.
they aren't.
Well, that's what they said they'd do. I can't imagine anything else they could do.
Yeah.
They couldn't make the situation worse.
Yeah, that would be ridiculous. What I'm saying is maybe we should, I don't know, roof doesn't seem that bad.
What, just stay on the roof?
Ever
Of
slept
the
on a
barn?
roof? Yeah.
I
There's some crevices you can sleep in.
okay. I guess we'll just hope it doesn't rain.
Oh, yeah, that. I don't know, I just kind of want to watch the show from up top when they kick the door down, clank, get run over by cows.
Okay, that sounds fun. Let's do
Yeah.
that.
Alright.
Okay. So again, you guys are traveling at a faster rate than Team Dismemberment, and you catch sight of the farmstead first. Yes, team problem solvers. That's another way, I suppose, to describe it. But yeah, you will catch sight of the farmstead before the ground crew does, if you continue on, which seems to be in a normal state. There's smoke coming from the chimney of the farmhouse. There appear to be one or two people just going about their business. Animals are being put out to pasture. Hay's being hauled. There you can see one or two dots working in the further fields. Probably day laborers. It seems very calm from their perspective.
Alright.
Actually, I just realized, why are we staying in the barn?
I have no idea. I just heard we're staying in the barn.
Like, we could make camp somewhere else.
That
where
sounds like
we
a
don't
much
have to hide.
better idea.
Do you want to try to find them and just make camp wherever we are?
Yeah, that's. Why aren't we just doing that? I'll turn the Pegasus around.
Okay, hold on. Does anybody have? Do you have sending?
Let me check my list. Not today.
Kern does,
We can
but I think
intercept them.
he's the only one.
All right, yeah. Let's just go
We-
search for them, I guess.
Yeah,
And...
we've got altitude. It'll be fine.
All right, so we're headed back to try to find the group before they get to the barn.
Right. Wheel back around and start doing concentric circles, looking for the ground crew. Again, not terribly difficult to spot, given that two of them were plate armor and the other is silver. But, yeah. You spot them on the ground as they are heading for the general direction of the farmstead. Dan's body.
Silent.
Okay.
Going.
Oh,
There they are.
Gross.
Let's pull down. Wait, what is this for?
Xylund.
Oh, you clean.
Hmm?
I'm ungoring Xylund.
Oh, nice.
Aren't you still invisible at this point?
And?
I'm just saying. I'm just
That sounds fun to me.
Okay. So, Xylund, you magically become ungored.
So these guys are invisible? Is that what
Yeah,
you said?
all three.
I mean, you
yeah.
probably heard the sound of a horse leaning.
But yeah, you
Xylund,
can't see them.
Hildreth, Karen, we had a thought. Oh, where did Druidess go?
Oh, we disposed of her.
Oh, you buried her. Cool.
Yep.
Great. Better than we expected. I'll drop the invisibility.
Yeah, good job, guys.
We're not savages.
Were you
So we have a
expecting
thought.
us to
We don't
handle
really
this
need
like
to stay in the
amateurs?
barn where we have to hide out. If we can just make camp here instead.
Well, I wasn't thinking we'd stay in the barn. I thought we'd go back and stay with the farmers since we seem to get along okay with them, and that way we can barricade ourselves in their farm if the Druids come after us, which I don't think they would, since I don't think they'd attack their own followers. It just seemed like safer ground than staying out here in the open.
I'm
Wait,
not
where
sure
did we
it's-
get the barn idea then?
I don't know.
I don't know how much comfortable I feel dragging a whole bunch of farmers into this, though.
Well, I don't think it'll come to anything. Also, I mean, if we get jumped again, we're dead. So it's a matter of kind of like
Putting them in front of us? What?
not
human
putting them in
shields?
front of us. We're not going to put them in front of us. The Druids aren't going to attack them. We'll be safe there.
But if they're not going to attack, why do we need to stay there at all?
They're not going to attack them. They might wait around outside the farm, like on the outskirts, watching the farm, waiting for us to leave. They're not going to attack their own followers.
Yeah, that's reasonable. Okay.
All right. So that's all?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
All
that
right.
sounds... Lana, why do I feel like why do I feel like something is wrong here?
I don't know, but I've got the feeling too.
I think it's just the fact that I can't find anything wrong with that idea.
It sounds reasonable.
Xylund, what color are your eyes?
What
Well, his
color
eyes
were
are
they
a different
before?
color.
Yeah.
His eyes are totally a different color.
Actually, Xylund wouldn't know that. I don't think he hasn't looked in it.
No, Xylund hasn't seen his reflection yet.
Wait,
He's not
sorry,
aware.
when did this happen?
After I drank your blood.
Oh my god. Davynn, are you seeing this?
Yes, I am.
Did
Seeing
we
what?
put him down now? Is that how this works?
I think so, because if there's anything that we've learned, it's that different eye colors means glamour.
Wait, what?
So now we... Okay.
I will attempt to grapple Xylund.
Alright, go for it.
Now, let's be fair. Before we take this to a place we don't want it to go.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the game plan here is, Davin, but Xylund's not gonna like being fucking grappled.
So, Davin goes in for a bear hug, an attempt to subdue Xylund, and Xylund, puts out a hand and holds him at bay.
I like to imagine he does the thing where he puts his hand on Davin's forehead.
Yeah, that's
Like
exactly what I'm
trying to
thinking. There's
run.
Davin just trying desperately to grab on, and Xylund's not having it. What did you say before that, Twinkie?
Oh, before this gets out of hand, we need to apply some logic to the situation. First things first, as I was the first one to drink any blood, is my eye color any different?
Is it?
No.
So you're saying mine is? Does someone have a mirror?
Question. If I minor illusion a mirror, does it function as one?
I also just have 2 mirrors.
Oh yeah, that'll work better.
I was gonna say, since physical interaction would have it be an illusion, then I would say no. It wouldn't work.
You couldn't see it at all if it couldn't interact with light.
True.
This is something I'm gonna headache about later.
I know, that's a tough one.
Damn you, physics and Dungeons and Dragons!
I have to think about that one.
Yeah, I will take out a mirror and hold it up to Xylund's face.
Alright, Xylund.
Whoa, do they glow?
They don't really glow. It's a very strange sort of sensation to see yourself with different eyes. They have a faint metallic sense to them, little flecks, but they don't seem to glow.
So if I were to change the tinting on my face shield of my helm, so just reduce it slightly, would they be visible through the shielding from outside? But
they
the
would
rest of
catch
my
light.
face would be shadowed?
Mm-hmm. They would catch light. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna do that then. I'll
Okay.
say that out loud. I'll explain my plan to Davin.
Okay, no, that seems like Xylund. Yeah, that's you. Okay.
Alright, now I've got another question. Did Xylund ever enter that painting?
Oh,
Yeah, he was one of the only people who could do it.
You did too, though.
Ah, but when I entered, things were different and strange, and I was told I should probably leave. I'm seeing a connection.
Well,
Sort of.
maybe it's because I died that once.
Are you two related accidentally somehow?
Pretty sure no.
I'm willing to put money against it.
there's obviously something that Xylund has that treats him differently when
Okay.
strange magics involving Lily are concerned.
Oh shit! Maybe it has to do with the Schmudwell. I'm kind of connected to that. It kind of got into my blood.
Let's go back to the farm then, and we can do some experiments. Maybe try out the painting, see if anything changes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll ask what's his face. Actually, maybe you could. Well, I guess he has to look at me, but I'll keep it on the down low this time. I won't talk as
Yeah.
much because I don't think
That sounds like a good idea.
he's lost his
Painting.
patience with me.
Painting! Lana, you tried to put me in a bag of holding and take me through the painting!
Look, that's not important. Moving on. Back on the horse.
Can I ride on the horse? Tired of walking with the guy covered in blood and smelling of gore and red.
No, no,
Well,
she
he's not
cleaned
covered in
Well,
gore
he's
anymore.
clean now, but
Cleaner than he's ever been. But yes, you can come on the horse.
Thank you.
I'll walk! Where people don't try to put me in bags of holding.
Look, you're fine. It's for your own good.
all right. So we swap out our crews here. Now Davynn is on the ground with Xylund and Kern, and Hildreth and Lana are up on the horse. Still headed towards the farmstead.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, I am
you're not.
anyway.
All right. I assume everyone's heading in the same direction. You aren't that far from it. Team horse, you will get there first unless you significantly reduce your speed.
New.
Okay. And again, the morning is getting on. Approaching, noon. Sun's getting overhead. So the farm is a little bit busier. That was the first time you came out here, but not by much. It seems for such a large land holding, there seems to be very few people actually working it. But they are all busy about their tasks. Are you invisible?
Nope, because I dropped that earlier and I don't have the spell slots to maintain, so I think we should probably get off the horse as we get close.
All right. Well, you and Hildreth will be the first to arrive then. So you can either wait for the rest of the crew, or you can head on in. It's your call.
Let's go on in.
I agree.
You're entering from the grove side, which means you're on the barn side of the farmstead. The fields and the other silo, where all the commotion was your first night in your town, those are on the far side of the farm, on the far side of the farmhouse. On your side, there are two barns. The one that you guys found the pig head in, and then a second one that's a little further to the north. And then a little further ways across the yard is the farmhouse itself. So coming from the chimney.
Gotcha.
Surrounded on all sides by woods. We still have that picture. Somewhere. Maybe. I've lost the ability to read. There it is. I forgot you guys drew on it. But there.
Oh wow, there's a lot of owls.
There's a lot of owls.
You seen
Those
these?
were you.
You seen these, Hildreth?
There aren't
There's
any
a lot of
actual
owls.
here.
There's thousands of owls here.
There's no owls here.
We're drowning in owls.
There's no owl, there's no ponytail, there's no fire. Might be a tent, I don't know. Find out. So what would you like to do? You haven't really been spotted yet. Again, the holding is so big and there's so few people working it that there's large stretches where you don't actually see anybody. Whether they're in the barn or in the house or in the further fields, you're not sure.
Gotcha. Which one of these were we going to again, Hildreth?
A thought just occurred to me, and
Yeah?
I feel a little silly I didn't think of this earlier. The druids are turning people into animals for whatever sick reasons they have. We came here because we tracked your friend, Boar, I believe, to this
Badger.
farmhouse where we knew he was. How do we know that the animals that were being transformed aren't taken to this farmhouse and these farmers aren't in cahoots with the druids, and if we tell them absolutely everything, they'll turn on us and kill us in our sleep?
You came to a different conclusion from me, but that's very interesting. My first thought was I want to go dispel the animals and see if any of them are people, and also this pig head that I'm carrying around may or may not be badgers.
That's his name, Badger. I don't know what's going on anymore.
That's legitimate.
Speaking
feel
with
an intense-
Xylund has a way of clouding your mind.
Yeah. I kind of want to stick my head in the barn and detect magic now. Not gonna lie. See if all the animals are people.
Well,
It doesn't
do it.
really make sense, but it would be funny.
I think if you're going to do it, try to be stealthy about it, and we shouldn't talk about what's gone on with us in front of them if they ask.
Of course.
All right. You're gonna sneak into the barn?
Yep.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your stealth.
I'm good.
Yeah, you're fine.
Hooray!
Good job. So you guys are able to creep your way to the double barn doors, which are slightly ajar. And you do hear the sound of industry inside. Somebody's doing something.
Uh-huh.
You want to peek in?
I do. But with
Okay.
magic eyes up.
Okay, magic eyes up. Yeah, that what they're talking about, Noel, is from when you were a rabbit.
I assumed, but
Yeah, they ran into while they were in their animal forms in the special location, the undetermined location. They ran into a mouse, called himself Hux, who had a bird friend named Naughton, and they were looking for their third compatriot that they believed was somewhere. They were unable to find it. But he too was of the seafaring life and wore an earring.
Yeah, so we figured out that the boar head was probably his head. Since it had an earring.
Gotcha.
That has not been confirmed or denied. That was just a running theory.
Yeah, it's still worth casting Dispel Magic on it to
Oh.
see what happens.
Yeah.
I can do that tomorrow. I'm out of spell. I have one spell left, and it's 5th
All
level.
right. So with Detect Magic on, you peer into the barn. And the vast majority of the barn seems pretty mundane. Nothing really trips your senses necessarily. You do feel abjuration magic coming from above you in what would be the rafters. But it seems to be coming like directly above you. So you can't get a good line of sight on it.
Gotcha.
So as you peek inside, and the barn appears very much as it did the first time you guys were here, except now there is a farmhand in here, pitchforking hay into the various stalls. He is chatting in a low voice. You're not sure if he's talking to himself or to the animals.
We should probably come back tomorrow when we have spells and shit. Hildreth.
I think that's wise. If we start a commotion here, we're not prepared to handle ourselves.
Nope. And we'll leave. The others will probably catch up by now.
Yeah, if you guys wander back to the tree line behind the barn, beyond the pasture. The group that's on foot has had time to catch up, so you can all be reunited there at the edge of the tree break.
And thanks for waiting for us.
Of course, we got up to absolutely nothing while we waited.
That sounds like a wrong.
What?
I mean, I've been up to absolutely nothing enough when you were also there to know that that's what you say afterwards.
Yeah. No, nothing that
Technically,
matters.
it's true.
We didn't get caught.
Nothing's on fire. It's all good.
So basically nothing.
Alright, fair enough.
Alright, so let's go. And we'll begin striding across the field towards the farmhouse.
Onward.
Okay. Everyone's going to the farmhouse?
Yep.
Alright. Just checking. So yeah, make your way across. No attempt to stealth, I'm assuming.
Nope.
There's Xylund.
I will try to, if anyone looks my way, I'll try to engage them in direct eye contact so they can be slightly freaked out by the color of my eyes.
Oh, that's good. That's a good look. You don't really see anybody until you get closer to the farmhouse. As you cross the barnyard, there are two men. You haven't seen them before. They weren't one of the original crew that you guys met when you spent the night here. So, again, they might be day laborers or they might be townsfolk that work for the farm. You're not real sure. They appear to be dressed for farm work. They are covered in dirt and sod. But they're hanging out on the front porch, sitting on a bench. Looks like they're having a water break of some kind. And just sort of shooting the shit between themselves. And they do look up as you all approach. And their conversation goes from pretty jovial and laid back to a little stiffer. But they don't stand, and the one on the left very purposely avoids your gaze. He looks everywhere except at you.
Mm-hmm.
At me or at all of us?
Well, the crew, the entire group, whether that's because you're leading them or because he's trying to avoid the whole group, that's not real sure. He just seems to be either nervous or very uncomfortable.
Any sign, is the head farmer here the guy who we kind of hit it off with last time?
You don't see him, but these are the first people you've seen since you've been here.
Okay. Hi there. We were hoping to perhaps impose on your hospitality again. Just for a day or so. Are we willing to pay for lodgings?
The guy on the right kind of clears his throat a little bit and wipes his hands off on his hands. You'll want to talk to Reg or Kit. They own the place. Reg is in the far field, but Kit's inside.
Well, Kit's closer. Well,
Kit's nice. Kit was nice. Hi, Davynn from Whitfeld.
He nods, gives you a bit of a deep nod. Stands up. Maybe I should show you the way.
all right.
Kind of sidles between the guy on the left who still has not looked up or said a word, and you to open the door. He does not seem to want to get terribly close to any of you. He, if he could
Charming
press
smile.
himself against the outside wall, he probably would. A charming smile. Good job.
Not super charming.
He doesn't take his eyes off you, though. He's definitely watching the group. He reaches behind him to open the door, pushing it in, and wanders to the kitchen again. The kitchen's very close to the front door, so he crosses the hall fairly quickly and disappears into the kitchen. And as you guys walk in, you kind of hear the low murmur of a conversation where somebody does not want to be overheard. And then Kit's voice in a more normal tone and volume pipes up. Oh no, they're fine. It's okay. Don't worry. And by the time you guys all file into the main hall there, she's escorting the farmhand back out. She's right behind him. Sees you all and is very welcoming and very much the same way you left her. Seems to be fairly pleased to see you as she watches the farmer leave through the front door before turning her gaze back to you guys.
I'm glad I'm not covered in gore.
Oh,
Me
wow.
too.
Hi, kid. Guess who's better?
I see. I'm not surprised. I mean, that was the point. I thought the circle's very kind to us, and I knew when they chose you that they would be able to help. I'm surprised to see you all back quite so soon, but I'm glad to see you at all.
How long does it usually take?
It depends. In the old days, we would see the chosen right away. But lately, since they've been doing it more often, sometimes folks are gone for several days and sometimes longer. Something about the ritual, I guess. I don't really know. That's just the circle stuff. I don't know anything about that. She kind of giggles and wipes her hands on the back of her apron.
And sometimes
Right, well-
they never come back at all. Dun dun dun.
Sometimes.
Oh, really? Well, that's alarming. Would
Very
have been nice to know
rarely.
that beforehand.
Well, very rarely. And she puts up her hands in protest. Very, very rarely. Very rarely. She just goes over and over again.
Do they seem in their right minds when they return, or do they have strange tales of what passed when they were gone?
Those that are chosen and come back?
Yeah.
Well, before they were fine. Their old selves. As soon as we saw them, it was nothing short of a miracle. But of course, the circle does provide it all. Lately, though, they seem to take longer. Sometimes they get sickly and have to be cared for. And it's different than it used to be.
All right,
Eventually, they get back on their feet. So I'm
well,
told.
we don't really mean to impose, but we're not quite done with our business here. We're still looking for our friend who's in the area, so... would you mind if we stayed over here again, just one more night?
No, I don't mind at all. You're welcome here. Of course.
Great. Well, thanks.
Your farmers out there seemed a little bit skittish when they saw us. Is there some reason for that?
Oh well. The folks that were at the processional, we're just not used to. It's strange to see people walk away. Exactly.
Could you
It's
be a little more specific by what you mean?
she looks like physically pained at trying to answer this question. She's twisting the apron in her hands. Well, like I said, those that are chosen, when they come back, sometimes they're sick or weakened. Normally they're tended to by the druids for a while, and when they do leave the circle, they usually have one of the circle with them, to make sure that they acclimate and that they can take up their old life again safely. And so to have an entire group such as yourselves, walk away under your own power, it's a little, it's not quite what we're used to, and you don't have any of the circle with you.
Well, we weren't asking for help for all of us. It was just Davynn who needed help.
Plus, we're pretty strong, so.
Of course,
You know.
Absolutely. I have no doubt that you all would come through admirably, and you did. It's just we saw you all fall, and we assumed.
You saw us fall? Okay, what did you see then?
Well, you were all in the center.
Right.
You were part of the ritual, and well, dropped to the ground.
Is that
And then,
normal?
Well, we've never seen quite so many people in the center before. Usually it's only the chosen and their petitioner. So it was quite a spectacle anyway to have you all there. And in this case, the petitioner fell and you all fell too. And after the druids were done with their ritual, you all bundled up and carted away. And so we thought, it would be like it is before. The petitioners don't come back.
Petitioners don't come back. So this is like a trade-off. Like, basically, the petitioner giving their life for the life of the person they're petitioning for?
I'm not
Yeah.
entirely sure. It didn't used to be that way. Lately, though, that seems to be what the circle demands. I don't understand it.
I
Um,
think we should have asked more questions about this ritual before we committed to it.
Okay,
Yeah.
that was our mistake, but. Anyways, let's just camp out and, take care of our business, alright? Sorry for asking so many questions. I know we're not the best guests.
No, you're lovely guests. You're lovely guests, and I'm happy to have you all here. But yet, please, you must be tired. It's a long walk. You know where the rooms are. You can make yourself comfortable, and I will get food going then. If that's you want food, right?
Yes, that'd be.
Food
that'd
sounds
be good.
lovely, thank you.
I'll place a couple gold pieces down on the table. Will that cover the trouble?
I can't. You no.
Sure you can.
No.
Sure you can.
You no.
I'm
just,
leaving them there.
Yeah, you go get settled and rest from your walk and don't worry about anything. You just enjoy your rest.
Alright. Sounds good. Hey, Xylund.
Yeah.
It's a real shame that you misplaced those gold pieces. I guess we'll never find them again. Davynn
Nope.
says as he's walking off.
They're gone forever.
Would be a real shame if they went to waste.
All right, so
Let's-
once
let's-
again, you guys basically have the ground floor of this farmhouse. It appears to be anyway, absolutely empty. There didn't sound like there was anyone else in the kitchen with Kit. And there's no one in the great room as you pass, and there's no one in the bedroom at the end of the hall.
Okay, let's find a room and let's try out the painting, see if that changes anything with Xylund's eyes, or if his eyes change anything with the painting.
Yeah.
So who all
Might
can
make
go
it
inside
worse.
this thing?
Say again, Hildreth?
It might make the situation worse.
Well, that implies the situation is bad. I've got cool silver eyes, man.
We don't know what those do.
Yeah.
And plus, we still need to find out where the rest of these druids are. Granted, we need to rest up first, but
I mean,
Lily is somewhere, probably with them. And if not, then they'd be the best people to tell us where she is.
we also need to find Badger, and we should probably, grab this bell of theirs because, I mean, I didn't know that this resurrection thing was like a 1-for-1 deal. That's pretty dark.
It sounds like something changed. And I think that hag or that druidess with the stone eye might have had something to do with it.
Yeah, you should dig into that thing there, Hildreth.
Hildreth will shrug, and when we're all set and ready to start our rest, he'll do that.
Actually, did anybody try detect magicking the stone eye?
No, that's
Tomorrow.
I will do that, because I can ritual cast it.
Oh, right, it's a ritual.
All right. So, Davynn, you sit and concentrate on the eye.
Actually, while he's ritual casting that, I will pull out my wire specs that have my spell stored in them, and I will do it that way, instantly.
Did you forget you had those?
I did, yes.
Okay, fine.
Well, you can both look at it. I don't care.
Yeah, but
But
mine
he
is way
can look
faster.
at it faster, it doesn't matter.
So, looking at the eye under detect magic, it is very clearly magical. Very clearly. It would probably best be described as evocation magic. But yeah, this thing is clearly magical.
Hey, Xylund, do you think you can identify it?
Yes, I can do that too. That will take me 10 minutes, though.
We've got time, since, you took my 10 minutes.
Yeah. Well, while I'm doing this, you can do your thing, and then you can take a look too if you want. So you feel
No,
special.
it's fine, I trust you.
So I'll ritual cast Identify.
Alright.
I would like to poke the painting whenever Lana takes it out to see if anybody who drank her blood got any benefits.
Alright.
We gotta drink more.
No!
Just drink more until we can get in there.
Xylund.
Okay, so Lana, you're rolling out your painting.
Yep. And
Okay.
keeping an eye on Xylund this entire time.
Keep an eye
I'll
on
poke the
Xylund.
painting.
Davynn, you poke the painting, and it still just feels like paint on canvas to you.
Lana, maybe you should try it real quick to make sure it still works for you.
I poke it.
Well, it works for you.
You know, I could just put you in the bag holding.
No! Or at least let me take a breath or something first.
You can do that.
Hold your breath.
That seems like a really bad idea.
He might have a worse reaction to the painting than me.
Okay, wait,
He might cease to
Xylund, now you
exist.
think it's a bad idea.
Well, I guess. I mean, it seems like the sort of thing where instant death could be possible.
I think it's highly likely.
Okay, that wasn't what you said the last time.
No, maybe I'm all experimented out today. I've done too much science.
Alright. Well, let's just wait on figuring out what this eye is, and then maybe that'll be a good way of finding out where the rest of the druids are.
Okay. So we poked the painting. Anyone else want to poke the painting for science?
I'll poke it while I'm doing my ritual.
You can't poke it while you're doing your ritual. You're
I
doing
can
your
just reach
ritual.
out with a toe or something and poke it.
Really?
I'll wait till I'm done my ritual.
Okay. You do your ritual. You can focus on the stone. And you are able to identify this stone. It is, unsurprisingly, a hagstone.
What's a hagstone?
Well, it's a hagstone.
I don't know. This doesn't tell me what a hagstone is. It just says hagstone.
Well, it doesn't necessarily do anything. It's just a hagstone.
What is a hagstone?
Let's keep asking the question with different intonations until we get an answer.
Exactly.
What
It
is a hagstone?
It has the ability to... Because Identify will let you know what spell effects it has, correct?
I just... Yeah.
Sounds
close
right.
the book. something
Yeah.
like that.
It has the ability to cast Phantasmal Killer.
That seems bad.
Nah, it's one of the worst spells in 5e. I'm
Who does
joking.
it cast
It's
it on?
cool.
All I can tell you is that it can cast Phantasmal Killer and it's a triggered effect.
This is the text of Identify.
Right. Properties, how to use them, attunement, how many charges.
It makes
Yeah.
you have terrible nightmares. And it's got some trigger then. We should try take turns sleeping on it.
That sounds like
It
a bad idea.
does not require attunement, and you technically can't use it.
I can't? Or anyone can?
Well, you're casting the spell. You can't use it.
I can't tell who can.
No.
But Lily could.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Should we hold on to it? We probably should.
I can put it in the bag.
Yeah, it's probably the safest place. Alright, Xylund, wanna go poke the painting?
I poked the painting.
Yeah, you were able to punch through the painting.
Alright, so if we're gonna go in there, Lana, you do the talking. just-
Alright.
Just ask him what's up with the eyes, whether he has any input on that. I'm not hopeful. I don't think. I mean, I'm sure he'll know something, but he won't tell us.
Gotcha. Should I mention that my entire party drank my blood?
I'll leave that up to you. It's your blood.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, now you care about my autonomy.
Your blood, your choice.
Hey, should I mention that my party member tried to put me in a bag of holding while I was
Right,
paralyzed
so
and
we're
couldn't do
going
anything
into the
about it?
painting.
All right. So Lana's going through. Dan's going through. Hildreth.
Hildreth does not like entering the painting. He will wait outside.
All right. Fair enough. And Kern, should he attempt, is not able to get inside. So you two are once again on the inside of the painting. Now just little painty blobs to those outside. But you are standing in the familiar clearing, surrounded by technicolored trees in the twilight, gently swaying in the wind. And Lana plays her pretty song, which is echoed back to her as your host pops out from behind the trees and sees you and greets you with his usual warm demeanor. Specifically you, Lana. He doesn't acknowledge Xylund in any way.
Wow.
Acknowledge. What did I do last time?
You misbehaved. That's all I remember.
You did misbehave.
I wasn't that bad.
That
called him
is
a
a
glamour or
summary of
something.
all of your behavior, to be honest.
Well, look, I'm going to keep calling these people glamored until they tell me the correct term. I'm just going to keep repeating the same mistake over and over again until one of these assholes, takes the time to correct my behavior.
Wow.
So he sweeps into the clearing, friendly and smiling as always. Mira, you're back.
I am. I actually have no idea how long it's been, but it's nice to be back somewhere familiar.
You seem distraught.
A lot's happened. My sister's missing. Some people drank my blood. I don't understand the implications of that.
He holds up a very, a very graceful, very slender, fingered hand. I'm sorry, Mira. Perhaps you'd feel more comfortable sitting down, having something to drink, and telling me.
That sounds fantastic.
So he pulls the trees apart as if they were curtains, allows you to walk in through. You too, Xylund. He meets your eyes briefly and gives you a little nod so that you'll follow Lana.
I'll waggle my eyebrows and point at my eyes like, eh?
What do I know? Nobody invites you anywhere. So you are once again seated in his little clearing. There seems to be a lot more art here
Mm-hmm.
than there was last time. Very small paintings, very small canvases, about the size of notebooks. Seem to be half finished almost. Some are just sketched, some are painted but not complete. Others seem to be almost complete, and they're very haphazardly arranged, leaning up against trees on the forest floor.
Hey, are you making more portals into our world?
I can't leave the painting.
No, but you can make. Maybe you can. Like, how does this work? Did you make the painting that we have, and then you had to wait until someone stepped through it?
I didn't create this painting, no.
So you don't have the ability to create doors into this world that other people can step through.
He smiles a little. I only create art that helps him pass the time. But I'm not here to answer questions about my paltry artistic activities. Sit! And please, Mira, tell me what troubles you and what brought you here and why you brought...
Yeah. What did you do? But, well, since we were last here, the last time we came, we were trying to bring our friend, the one who was paralyzed. I've told you about him. That didn't quite work, so we went to some druids to help him, and I blacked out and remember none of it, but allegedly we all collapsed, went to some horrible plane of existence where everyone was an animal, and they drank my blood to escape. My friend here's eyes changed color as a result of that. We still haven't found where my sister is. She didn't return with the rest of us, and then we just sort of staggered back here after fighting a hag. It's been a long 3 days. But we're back, and we're alive. While Lana talks, I kind of want to just look at these paintings, like, what's the subject matter?
I just put it in chat for Xylund as well. But yeah, as you're telling the tale and your host is pouring tea behind you, they're all landscapes. Most of them are a variation of what you see when you come into the painting. They're wooded with slightly altered colored, almost a neon effect to them. But there are some that are beaches, both black sand and white sand beaches. And ocean backgrounds, lots of twilight sky. There aren't any blue skies in any of these. They all seem to be either on the edge of dawn or the edge of dusk. And there are one or two that actually have buildings in them, castles that you don't recognize. Obviously, the most iconic castles are in Greylock and Orem, and these castles are neither of those, but they too seem to be sort of tinged by that kind of purpley dawn/dusk effect. The others, they're not finished enough to really tell what they are, but they seem to all follow that theme.
Gotcha.
When your host finishes his tea, and pouring the tea, and nods gravely. That seems to be quite a bit.
Yep. How have things been here?
He just laughs to himself softly. Ever the same, but you know that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it looks like you've hit kind of a productive streak.
I have, honestly. I'm not sure precisely what caused the inspiration, but I am always pleased to accept it. It's been a long time since I felt like creating anything.
Maybe Lana is your muse.
Perhaps. And just smiles again.
Do you gain anything when we pass through the painting to visit you? Aside from our company, or Lana's company, yeah.
Isn't company enough?
Just curious.
It's always lovely to hear the outside world, even if her stories aren't always as pleasant as I wish they would be. And kind of looks at you with a little bit of pity and concern, Lana. It troubles me that the trouble seems to follow you quite so closely. But I do have some questions. You spoke of your companions partaking of your blood?
I heard this secondhand, but Xylund can fill you in a little better than I can on that matter.
Looks at you, Rotan.
Well, okay. We went to see these druids to help with our friend who is paralyzed. We all passed out. When we awoke, we were animals in this barn in a weird sort of spooky dimension, a barn world, if you will. And we broke out of the barn, and Lana wasn't with us, but we found her in the basement of this farmhouse. It looked like some creep was draining her blood and sticking it in vials and putting it on shelves. She was part rabbit and part Lana. She kept shifting back and forth. He also had like a magic cup, so I just kind of put two and two together and started putting the blood in the cup and drinking it. And that seemed to crumple up the barn dimension, and we got spat out.
Tell me more about this creep.
Could you refresh my memory here? I don't actually remember the description.
Well, it was a little hectic for you. Like physically, you didn't see a whole lot of him because he spent so much time either invisible or walking through walls. Yeah, you didn't really spend much time with him. He talked to you a lot. Like he talked a lot. But most of the time he spent running away from you. He was described as an alchemist. And he very rarely ventured outside of his own home. That was about it.
And he had books in which the cup was featured, correct?
He had writings and books that you weren't able to necessarily read wholeheartedly, but there were enough diagrams around that showed something to the effect of that the cup and the bell might have been part of the same thing at one point. Or actually two halves of the same thing. But you didn't understand the language enough to read the actual words in their entirety, so you were just gleaning what you could from pictures.
I'll tell him all that. And I'll say, and also, yeah, drinking the blood is what, that's when my eyes turned this color. But the others drank blood as well, and their eyes are fine. I drank the most, but even so. A little bit weird. I'm not complaining. I mean, I'm not asking for your help to fix it or anything. I like it. I mean, if you could turn it up a little so it's a little bit brighter, that'd be rad. Otherwise, just kind of curious what's up with that.
You would like more than just your eyes?
No, I would like my eyes to be a little bit brighter. See, I've got this helm with this shaded face shield made of glass, tinted glass. And if I could just turn it up so that you could see the eyes through the glass without seeing anything else of my face, then I wouldn't have to mess with the glass. My idea currently is to reduce the tinting a little bit so that the eyes shine through, but if you could save me some work by just cranking up the eyes a little bit, that'd be great.
He lets his gaze linger on you for about 4 seconds longer than it's actually comfortable. But the expression on his face never really changing. It has a very mild amusement cast to it. And then he shifts his gaze over to you, Lana, and says, Roatan seems to be excited by his transformation.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something you encourage?
I feel like I don't have enough information to say one way or the other, but I would strongly discourage him from taking more of my blood.
I can understand that.
Well, I'm not sure it would work, unless I was drinking it out of the cup. Although, like, we do seem to be connected somehow. Like, I can just step in and out of this painting, which is weird, that no one else can.
Yeah.
And, like, the silver in my eyes and the silver that is going on with her, that seems to be similar. So, yeah, what's going on?
He stands from his table and walks over to you. And you ask far too many questions. But
I think it was only the one, just what's going on. The other was more of a request. Could you turn my eyes up? So one question, one request. And you can ignore the request if it's too much.
laughs softly. You would like your eyes brighter.
Yes. I mean, if there are some drastic side effects, I'd like to be notified in advance, because last time I got involved in something magical, there was some fine print that I wasn't made aware of, so it was much too late.
So he gets very close, like uncomfortably close, especially for you. He's not quite nose to nose, but he's definitely invading the personal space bubble. And he looks you dead in the eyes. And side effects. Do you care for her? He points over at Lana.
Whoa! I sort of shrug. She's alright. I like her. I mean, how do you mean, care for her?
You want to keep her from harm.
Yes? I mean, I'm not actively going to try to hurt her, and I would protect her if harm was pointed at her, but I mean, how far are you asking me to go?
The question, Rotan. And so he takes his hand and he puts it on your right cheek, almost touching, just a fingertip touch, almost like a Vulcan mind melting. And you can just feel it brush against your skin for maybe 5 seconds.
Oh shit! I should probably mention that I have a previous commitment to a Schmudwell.
He takes his hand away. He walks back to his chair.
How many more secret orders can Xylund join? Promptly make not secret.
I'm not familiar with that. But your request has been granted.
I look to Lana. Are my eyes brighter?
Are they?
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
We're gonna need to get you some goggles for
Oh, fucking
all the
A.
time.
Xylund does a little dance, which you've never seen him do before.
Okay.
This actually tickles your host. He laughs, probably the most you've seen him laugh in all your visits here, and clapped his hands. Would you like to see Rotan?
See what? Oh, my eyes? Yes.
And he waves, and a mirror appears before you. And it's just a little circular mirror, and it's centered right where your eyes are. So you can see for yourself. And yes, not only are they brighter, but they've become even more metallic. Before it was just sort of little flecks that were spread throughout, and now it's almost like there's a singular metal ring, like a bit of silver flake that circles the iris.
Holy shit, I'm a magical boy.
Oh my goodness.
That's awesome.
The mirror disappears.
What was that talk about on protection and all that? Is that something I should know about? Or can I just kind of forget that was a thing?
And Your host's face grows a little darker. You would forsake what you just told me?
No. It still holds true. I'm just wondering, is that something that I should know about, like, magically speaking? Is it going to be a thing that, I guess I'm wondering, did you just compel me to do something that I wouldn't otherwise do?
Of course not.
Alright.
It's not in my nature to coerce anyone to do anything. He looks back at Lana. The others, they don't have the same reaction.
No, as in their eyes haven't done that.
Alright. But you're concerned for them nonetheless?
Always.
That is good. Concern is good. Well, if you fear for them, I can make something that would help. If you would like.
I would appreciate that very much.
I'll sort of stage whisper to Lana. Ask about Lily. Maybe,
I will.
maybe he can draw a painting of her like he did with me. And we can bring her back with us.
So he excuses himself for a moment as you stage whisper behind his back, disappearing into the tree line, coming back shortly after with a small box. Looks to be made of very thinly hammered metal. It's got sort of a silver and gold effect to it, one inlaid through the other.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about the size of like a mint tin, Altoids tin.
Gotcha.
And he hands that to you.
All right. Say again what the object was.
It's a small box made of thin metal. Again, it's like about the size and dimensions of an Altoids tin. It even has a little hinge on the back.
Fey Altoid tin added to my inventory.
Yeah, Fey Altoid tin. It's precisely what it is. It doesn't have any particular inscription or anything on it, but the metals it looks to be predominantly silver, but it's much lighter, both in heft and in color than silver. Mm-hmm. And it's got kind of a gold swirl through it rather than gold laid on top.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, it doesn't have any decoration at all. It's totally smooth. And he hands that to you. And says, give each of them, other than your Rotan, one of these. And it should help.
Oh, well.
Help how? Their eyes aren't all going to turn silver, because that seems like it would cheapen what I have going on here.
And he laughs again, a genuine laugh out of this guy. If it has not happened yet, I doubt that these would cause that reaction. Mm-hmm. But it will help.
So you've been pretty cagey about what makes me different and how I'm tied to Lana. Does it have anything to do with me being dead that one time and you drawing me back? Or what?
You are tied to Mira because you choose to be tied to Mira. But those that have entered this realm once are generally invited to enter again. And you did come through in a strange way, but one that I think was beneficial.
Yeah, well, no complaints so far.
Good. Is there anything else I can do for you today, Mira?
Oh, one thing. So about these, we're missing someone who, from what I understand, also partook of my blood, and we're gonna be setting off to find her. Are these, like, still good? 4 to 7 days post-exposure, or...?
He laughs. They do not go bad.
Gotcha.
Actually, Lily didn't drink your blood.
No,
Oh.
she wasn't. She was a cat.
I I love the way you say that, like that follows logically.
Which was.
Yeah, guys, cats don't drink blood.
Cats don't
Duh.
drink blood.
Only the
Come
other
on.
animals
She was in
drink
a
blood.
cage. They didn't give her any. And she's not here, so make of that what you will.
We have to go back and give her more blood.
Your sister is missing.
Yeah.
You wish to know where she is?
If you know, yes, absolutely. I'd be grateful beyond words.
He nods and goes to one of the piles of paintings that you have already looked through, glanced through, and he flips through them a little bit and pulls out a postcard-sized sketch, really, on heavy canvas. And it's got some drawings on it. These aren't watercolors like the others are, or oils. It appears to be more of a chalk sort of thing. Colored chalk, though, so it's fairly pretty. He brings it to you and sets it down on the table. I believe this will help you.
I will look at this.
It is a well done sketch of a tiefling woman in robes in what appears to be a wicker cage. And it is sitting on the back of a wagon, covered wagon, kind of the Conestoga style with the cloth over the top, not an entirely wooden wagon. And the cloth is a very bright blue. It's a very striking blue, as opposed to the rest of the picture, which is all earth tones and then Lily herself. But the canvas is very, very bright sky blue, and has a fairly intricate pattern that's been suggested by slicing into the canvas on top of the color. So it's not immediately recognizable, but it does appear to be fairly intricate based upon the picture.
Gotcha.
You may take that. Yeah.
Thank you.
So if we were to draw a mustache on this picture, would she grow a mustache in real
Xylund,
life?
so help me.
And surprisingly, your host laughs. Again, another, I would call it a belly laugh, but he doesn't really have a belly on him. Unfortunately not. And while I would say it would be an insult to my art, that is unfortunately not entirely true. I'm not as skilled as I once was.
Well, your other
But
pieces are pretty good.
Oh, thank you. I have not shown them to another breathing creature in, I don't even know, too long. Lovely to have an audience again. Is there anything else I can do for you, Mira?
I think that's everything. We'll probably be back soon. Wonderful to see you as always.
Always pleased to see you, and Yodorathan. New and improved.
Did we ever get a translation on that word?
I
Yes.
wrote it down, actually.
Gotcha.
Let's see. Bertan. Oh wait, no, we did not. Mira
Oh, I
just
thought you
means
did.
you. Do we have translations for these?
I guess not.
I think I asked about it, and he just said the Rotan is me and Mira is Lana, and Fanum is Hildreth, but he wouldn't get any more specific, I think.
No. I know he didn't translate Hildreth. So he stands and puts out a hand to help you as well, Lana.
I'll take it and my cool new silver marks.
And he walks you out. One hand, once you're standing, he moves his hand to sort of your back. And you can, again, very light pressure as he leads you out of the clearing back to the door, quote unquote. Casting a glance back. Make sure Xylund's coming with you.
Sorry, let me just out of game. Every time he touches you, you turn silver?
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's not. I mean, I'm going to walk behind, looking very concerned about this.
Yeah, I don't the guy who just willingly had his eyes glowed.
Well, that's
radiation
different. That's
poisoning.
me.
Xylund's priorities are a little skewed.
You put radium in your eyes, and you're getting on me about this.
Well, I'm just saying he's obviously, copping a feel just to turn you more silver.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's something that Lana has shared with the group at large. Have you?
I believe someone saw it at one point.
Yeah, I believe someone saw, but I don't think you discussed the correlation between being touched and turning silver.
Can I roll a perception check to see if I notice it happening?
Yeah. With your new eyes and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, the silver's not like it's not scales. Like it's not like Davynn's blue scales. So it's not immediately obvious, and especially given Lana's natural coloring, it's not immediately obvious. But yeah, you can see little finger marks up towards her elbow, and now there are a few forming at her wrist. Because I think your upper arms are covered. That very clearly would look like bruises on somebody else, but are very silver. And they are spreading. They're slightly larger than they used to be.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, it's cool. Not worse.
That was a sarcastic awesome. You're like coming down with magic plague or something.
Yeah,
those are like magic buboes.
Yeah.
You guys are led to the door, quote unquote. That light pressure at your back the whole time. And your host kind of takes 2 steps back and bows deeply to you, Lana. It's just really the first time he's done that. Yeah,
he's back.
This is the most formal he's been. It's actually the most expressive that he's been in all your visits. But says, I thank you for coming. I am sad that you had to endure such treatment, but I'm pleased that you made it through.
Perhaps next time I'll have happier stories.
I hope, dear. Nothing but new, happier stories from here on out.
All right.
He gives you a nod too, Xylund.
I'll give him a nod back. Try to conceal my concern.
Ah.
Until I see you both again. He wanders back into his woods, humming a little tune to himself.
I'll wait until we're out of the painting, but as soon as we're out, I'll be like, every time he touches you, you turn silver? Stop letting him touch you. Wear longer sleeves.
What? No, I'm fine.
As they exit the painting, Xylund sees future Davynn and Hildreth discussing something.
I was gonna say, I saw future Davynn poking out there.
It was so hard to not get distracted
Future
by
Davynn.
chat during this one.
Yep, future Davynn.
What happened out here?
Oh, nothing. I just decided to drop into the house.
Always nice
check
to
in
see
on how you
Davynn.
guys are doing. I'm gonna go find normal Davynn now. I think he went out around back to go hunt or something.
Uh-huh.
Sounds like him.
You know how he is, always about potatoes and shit. I'm future Davynn. I'm hardcore. I walk outside.
That guy's a goofball, I say.
Yeah.
Alright.
But seriously, wear more concealing clothes next time.
I mean, no.
Why? He's obviously drawing power from us to paint more
On the
paintings or
contrary,
something.
I think we've been getting stronger since.
Well, okay, maybe.
I quite like her not wearing clothes that cover everything.
Ew.
Yeah,
Hildreth.
come on, Hildreth. But check out my eyes.
Hi guys, I'm back. Future Davynn came by and told me that he was getting going. Hello. He also mentioned something about you turning silver whenever the guy in the painting touches you.
Oh, yeah, Davynn, can you check something for me? And Lana's
Oh.
gonna just sort of hike up the back of her shirt. Are there marks on my back?
No, not like. Are there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
There are.
Yeah.
All
There
right,
are.
good to know. Drop that.
There's just again, they're just the size of fingerprints, but it looks like when little kids do a finger painting. It's in the general shape of sort of two half circles, like just below her shoulder blades. So it's not a hand necessarily. It's just a little smattering of these fingerprints and two faint half circles under her shoulder blades.
Wait, so he's placing his hands in deliberate places to finger paint silver designs on her skin.
Maybe?
This is not cool. He's obviously up to something.
Yeah, that doesn't sound cool to me either.
I don't know.
Hey, Davynn,
He's been
check out my
nothing but
eyes.
helpful.
Check out your eyes.
They're bright.
Oh, they're brighter. But more concern is what is this guy doing?
I don't know, aside from generally being helpful.
Oh, okay. I mean, if you
look,
say so.
My life's been enough of a wild ride that when something doesn't seem immediately dangerous, I've just sort of rolled with it.
Well, I think we should be a little bit more concerned, perhaps, and maybe, like, I'll stop getting him to amp up my eyes if you stop
Well,
letting
it's a
him
little late for
grope you.
that.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's easy for me because I got what I
Yeah.
wanted already.
I
But still, like, you need a heavy sweater next time you go in there. Or
Anyways,
something.
what's the news? Anything
right.
about his eyes?
well, yes, his eyes are like that now, and I'm not totally sure why. Honestly, here's an Altoid. I'll pull up a tin.
Okay, I'll take the Altoid.
Okay,
What is an Altoid?
I'm gonna cast Identify on those things before you guys eat them, if that's cool.
It's fine with me. Kit doesn't seem to be bothering you guys from your position. Holed up in her house, you do smell food cooking, but you don't hear anybody else moving around, so you seem to be alone.
I think we should maybe be a little bit more suspicious before we stop. Like, he's literally offering us candies now. Like, he's a stranger offering us
cast
candies.
Identify, you're welcome to.
All right,
Yes.
I'll cast Identify.
So you stare, and they look exactly like candies. They are literally pink and purple. They kind of look like, what are those called? Those little Necco wafer things, those little chalky guys.
Yep.
Yeah, the little pink and purple, slightly thicker than your average wafer, and there are 7 of them in the tin.
Lana, what are these?
Anti-bloodborne pathogen pills?
Oh, was drinking your blood a bad thing then?
I'm under the impression that yes, it might have been.
Okay.
Just let me
That's fair.
finish casting this spell.
Okay, so you cast your Identify, staring deeply into the tin of Necco wafers. And they are, not only they, but the box that they're in are definitely considered magically imbued items. Obviously, the Necco wafers you're supposed to eat, and the box itself is charmed with an abjuration spell.
But I can't tell what type of magic the wafers are.
The wafers seem to be abjuration, a mixture of abjuration and conjuration.
Can we tell what they would do if we ate them?
There is an anti-poison built into them. It's basically a restoration spell, but it's tinged with a conjuration spell as well.
So what do they do?
No idea.
They would they look to you like a restorative, Xylund.
But this conjuration worries me a little bit. I can't tell what that's gonna do.
The conjuration is a little trickier. all Fey magic is a mixture of conjuration and illusion,
Okay.
and these aren't illusion, but they did come from inside a painting. So,
Right.
I mean, Lana's bracelet has the same mix
Oh, never mind
of
that.
spells.
Ooh.
So it could be everything that comes in and out of there has the same tint. You're not
Right.
real sure. It doesn't
Well-
seem to have a separate effect, though. It's not like, oh, it's this spell. It's just the
Okay.
magic is a little off.
Here,
But
let me
For all
try.
intents and purposes, it's restoration.
Let me try one and see how it is. I have something in case something goes wrong.
Yeah, alright.
I will eat a Altoid.
Eat an Altoid. Davynn eats his Necco wafer. Roll a die 20, please.
Okay.
You regain 14 hit points. Excuse me.
Okay.
And then roll a percentile die. Die 100.
You wake up 11 hours later.
Yay.
No. 11. Okay. Alrighty.
What one, Hildreth?
Well, if they restore health, maybe we should save them until we actually are... Because
Well,
we're about to have
hold
take a
on.
big long rest anyway.
So I think I missed whatever happened off of the 11. Was it just nothing?
No, you're fine.
Cool.
I was under the impression these were to help with the part where you all may or may not have contaminated yourself with Glambird.
Alright, well, I guess just chow down then.
Yeah, it's probably fine.
Probably.
So, who all
Resting
wishes
anyways.
to eat one?
Hildreth will abstain because he doesn't trust anything from the other side of the painting.
Okay. We'll let Kern decide on his own whether or not he
Yeah,
eats one.
exactly. And I'm going to
Uh,
abstain because that seems counterproductive.
All right. Yeah, it is your blood after all. Xylund?
I'm going to abstain as well because I don't want to mess with the cool thing I've got going with my eyes. I will put on my helm and make sure that everyone can see them glowing behind the face shield.
Oh, Xylund.
Can they?
It still takes a bit of a light source, like the sun shining in the window catches it, but yeah, you even behind the smoke glass, yeah.
They do glow.
Yeah.
You made
Okay.
yourself a contractual meat shield for cool eyes.
Oh, worth it.
Hey, Xylund, have you considered wearing eyeshadow?
No?
That would just solve the problem entirely.
How do you mean?
Just put eyeshadow on your face in a band across your eyes. That's basically how Jack Dangerous does it when he goes into his alter ego, Jack Dangerouser.
No, it's partly having a closed system as well. Like, see these tanks on my back? They don't really work the way they're going to.
It doesn't
eventually.
matter. Even if you have the closed system, the eyeshadow would darken up the rest of your face so that the contrast of your eyes really pops.
No, but you can't see the rest of my face because it's all behind this tinted glass. Just the eyes.
Then
Floating
just
in the
untint
darkness.
the glass with the eyeshadow.
Why? This is so much cooler. You're telling me to grease myself up every time I put on this helm rather than just...
Literally exactly how they all do it. All the superheroes in my stories that I read.
Well, you should read better books.
Alright, anyways, Lily, anything
Anyway.
news about her?
Oh, right.
Right,
let's-
painting.
Yeah.
What?
I take out the painting.
Alright.
Okay.
So you guys too get to see the little postcard with Lily in a wicker cage on the back of a wagon with a bright blue kind of stogie top.
Do we recognize the cage? Because she was in a cage when we...
She was in a
Found
wicker
her.
cage, yeah. It appears to be the same material.
Does it look like the same construction?
I mean, it's a
Like,
wicker
obviously
cage.
bigger because Lily
Yeah,
is
it's
a tiefling
larger
now,
because
but...
she's in it, but I mean, it's a wicker cage,
Okay.
which is fairly common for toting around small animals that are not likely to do it damage. So there's no distinguishing marks to it.
But if it's Lily, then she could theoretically do damage to it because she's not a small animal. Okay.
Correct, but it is still a wicker cage.
All right. All right. Well, that looks like her. That's. Does it look like there's other people in the painting as well?
It's a very close up shot of the back of the wagon. There are other cages in the back of the wagon, and the ones that are close in the foreground seem to have animals in it, but the ones in the back just have little glowing eyes. That's all you can really see.
Well, that's not a good sign. Any idea how he found out about this? And why he decided to paint her?
Nope.
He's been doing a lot of painting.
Okay.
So what's our plan for tomorrow anyway?
Sleep for 8 hours.
That's a good plan.
I mean, after we sleep.
I think we need to track down these druids somehow.
Yeah.
The Hackstone's a dead end. This painting is maybe the best thing we have to go off of.
It doesn't really have anything to do with these druids, though.
Well, again, if anybody knows where she is, or is likely to have her, it would be them.
Oh, you mean the, okay, sorry, I got confused. I thought you meant the other painting. This new painting, yes.
Yes, the new
Gotcha.
painting with Lily in it.
Right. We also need to find Badger and probably destroy this spell.
And that. All of that leads us back
remind
to
me
the druids.
Remind me to dispel the head in the morning.
Yeah.
Dispel the what?
The head.
Oh, yes.
The boar head I've been carrying around for like 4 days in my bag of
Mhm.
holding. That's definitely fine.
So how are we going to approach these druids anyway? Are we just going to be like, so what the hell, guys? Like,
Yes, I think that's a good strategy, honestly. Because
I've
then,
heard worse.
if it was just her that was bad, then they might be able to help us. But if not, then we'll be prepared. We'll be on guard.
I think maybe we should go in 2 teams then and have one be the so what the hell team and one be the hang back and jump in if things go bad team.
Okay, but which one would you be a part of?
Well, my first instinct is I should be part of the what the hell team, but that's strategically I
that
should
would
probably
be-
hang back. Why? Do you think I should go first?
No, what the hell seems right.
That does sound like the best thing that, like, that fits your style very well.
All right.
In a way
well,
that hanging back doesn't.
well, then it's just to pool our resources. Then we should probably make the, or not to preserve our resources. We should make the what the hell team the smaller of the teams in case things do go bad, so that we still have the bulk of our forces ready to leap in. Maybe
Mhm.
me and one other person.
I can go on what the hell team.
Okay.
Okay. As you huddle in this back room, making plans and eating Necco wafers, we will take a quick break to refresh the audio and take a bathroom break, whatever else you need to do. We'll be back, and we will pick up where we left off and see how this plan goes.
All right.
Poorly.
Huzzah.
Awesomely.
Yay! Break.
Yay!
Yay.
Time
Well,
to get back into the action. Long rest.
yeah, exactly. Cut back to our party, sitting on ass. So you guys are. I assume that you've been doing all of your shenanigans in the actual guest room as opposed to the great room.
Yep.
Yeah.
That sounds
So you could, yeah. So you could shut the door and not be concerned with being interrupted. So you've been sitting around in the guest room, telling stories and/or being in paintings. You know, like you do. But now you're all together. You have either taken your Altoid or not. Depending on who you are. What would you like to do now? Rest?
Rest.
Sleep.
Not sleep. It is still like noon, right?
It's early afternoon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Flop.
Well, we can go get some to eat. That counts as a rest, and we can just take it easy.
Yeah, which
8
might
hours of
help
munching
because
and
then we can
flopping.
go after the druids at nighttime. Faster if we want. Like,
What was that?
if we just like take a rest and then go after the druids at the nighttime instead of waiting till morning, then that's faster if we want to get to Lily.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So, you guys wander out for food,
Mm-hmm.
or do you wait to be called?
Nah, food sounds good. I'll wander.
Okay. The door of the kitchen is still open. Kit is once again tearing her kitchen apart. She's obviously upscaled whatever meals she had planned for the day, and her kitchen is showing the battle scars with discarded bowls and everything else. The oven has been running all day, and so it is probably 5-10 degrees warmer in the kitchen than it is in the rest of the house. Got all the windows open, trying to compensate. But yeah, she's starting to lay food out on the table. Sausages, of course, always tons of sausages whenever you come to the Rock Bottom Farm. And bits of bread, some of it older and some of it obviously made this morning. Various bits of butter and fruit and jam, just whatever she seemed to have been able to either scare up or make very quickly, being loaded onto the long table in the center of the kitchen. No one else is in there, it's just Kit.
I'll poke my head in and say, "Hi, Kit. Is there anything I can help with? Looks like there's a lot to manage."
Oh, no, you can come in and eat anytime you want. I don't expect to see, any of the boys come in for a little while yet. It's, not supper time for them, but you guys have had a long journey, and Reg is out taking care of friends, so I don't anticipate to see him until probably near midnight.
Oh, cool. Thanks. I'll grab some food with jam and sausages and stuff.
No.
What errands
I'll
are
actually get
keeping
to
up
eat this on my own this time.
She kind of laughs as she scurries around. What'd you say, Sin?
What errands will keep him out till midnight?
Oh, I didn't ask, honestly. I knew he's taking some of our animals to market, and so that means that he'll actually have to, he'll have to go to McGrain, and then depending on what happens in McGrain, he might have to go to one of the larger posts further away. So it just depends on how the day goes, And then he'll buy things when he's out and bring them back. And
A question, out of curiosity. That's a lot of animals he's taking, I'm assuming. How does he transport them? He doesn't herd them on foot, surely.
For the most part, he takes one or two of the boys with him. Sometimes a horse when we have it to spare. We don't at this time because they're taking out the straw from the furthest field, so they need a horse to haul that. So they will be going on foot. But between the three of them, they can usually manage a small herd.
Oh, okay. Hey, question. The boys, yeah, they're your kids, right?
She laughs. And you can kind of catch the small glances at Curran here and there as she talks. She never looks at him directly when she's talking to all of you, but every now and again she sort of darts her eyes over in that direction. No, not married, no kids, nothing like that. They're just friends. Some of them are Regis friends from way back, and others are townsfolk or people from some of the smaller villages in the area that we hire on for a season or two.
Okay. Wow. So you guys just all live here together?
No, it's just me and Reg in the house.
How are you connected to Reg then if you're not his wife?
Oh, he's my brother. He's my older.
Oh, okay.
My older
That's
brother.
a
Oh,
relationship.
okay. Sorry. That sounds awkward. If we
She just kind of laughs nervously and starts to fiddle with something on the stove.
You hear that, Kern? He's her brother, not her husband. I'd give him a nudge.
Psychic damage to Kurt. Yeah, Dad left us the farm. Left Reg the farm. Oh gosh, 7 years now, I think. He's never married and never married, so 2 of us so far.
All right. Well, cool. Thanks for clearing that up, and also thanks for the food.
Well, of course. I was cooking anyway. I just have to cook for a few more. Fine. Gives me something to do. Beats hauling pigs around, I suppose.
Well, if you're looking for something to do you know how to knit?
Yes.
Because Lana here could use a really heavy sweater
No,
with
I'm
mittens if possible.
Thank you, Xylund. I'm fine.
I'll pay you a gold piece if you can have it done in a day.
Stop it!
A day. Oh,
Knitting takes time, Xylund.
It would take me quite a spell.
Oh.
Not that I wouldn't be happy to. She amends super quickly. Looking at Lana and then not looking at Lana.
And some kind of balaclava deal.
Hey,
No.
how about let's you, me, and Lana can go discuss the sweater elsewhere. Karen, why don't you stay and help her out in the kitchen? We can grab some food and go.
What do you
Give her a
want
big
me to
wink.
do?
Oh, you're here too.
Oh wow.
You should come with us to discuss this sweater, possibly. I will look at Lana and just mouth no while shaking my head.
Alright. Do you guys leave the kitchen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright.
I mean, I do have training in food preparation and spices and herbs and plants
What about
and
knitting?
concoctions. No, I don't know
Xylund.
anything about that.
Simon, don't try to, shame her for what she's wearing.
I'm not. It's not a shame thing. This guy has got his hands all over when she's in there. It'll get your blood boiling, Davin. I'm
If
looking out
she's
for you. in
comfortable with it, then
What?
I'm not even humoring this. What were we doing? Let's go talk to some druids in 6 hours.
Thanks, Xylund.
You're welcome.
So do you guys leave the kitchen?
Yes,
Yeah.
we do.
Okay, thankfully.
This conversation was while we were leaving the kitchen.
Good, I'm glad. Leaving Kern behind. Hildreth, what do you want to do?
Sorry, I was just swallowing my food. He'll follow the group because the thing seems to be to leave Kern alone.
Okay. So you
So
left Kern.
he'll leave while still pointing out why he's a better fit to stay in the kitchen.
I would like to think that at some point while we were in the kitchen, somebody grabs Kern's hair and just floofs it so it kicks back.
So you have left Kern alone with Kit as the rest of you file out into the larger house. Gonna take a nap, have a snack and a nap. I assume is the plan.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright. You guys have your snack and your nap. Yeah, that's the way. I don't think Kern needs any help in the sexy hair department. I think he can make that blow all on its own. Even Pony Kern. Sexy hair.
I would
But-
like to speak with Lana.
Yes! You are more than welcome.
Of course, Dad would
as
always like to speak with Lana, but...
You are all getting settled for your nap.
Hi, sorry about Davynn being bad.
I'm used to him. In a pinch, I can always turn him into a newt, and that helps.
So, just want you to know that, if as long as you think this is safe, then that's just do you
Yeah.
or something.
I appreciate that, and I will.
But also, I guess be careful.
Yeah.
Because we're in enough danger without without another possible.
Yeah. Honestly, though, I don't think this even scrapes the top 5 dangerous
What is the
things
top
we've done
5?
in the last month.
In the last month. Yeah.
Last week, probably.
Can I see the silver thing?
Sure.
Or is that just when he touches you?
No, it's there. I'll hold out an arm, roll up his sleeve a little bit.
Okay. Can I do a detect magic on her arm?
You can do detect magic on her.
I will ritual cast it.
So you hold her
I sit
arm
for
for
10
10 minutes, staring intently. Well, again, you sense the presence of any magic within 30 feet of you, so Lana pings like nobody's business. She holds the majority of your magic items. Yeah. So it's yeah.
They're all in
She-
a bag.
She and of herself, as well as your items, Xylund's items, Hildreth as well. You all have a bit of magic. You can sense Kern in the kitchen.
Her arm itself doesn't ping as magical.
It's
Especially.
hard, not especially.
I will slowly take off, put the bag aside, put that amulet aside, unhook various magical items, see if that helps.
Like the
Davynn will
airport,
do
you have
his
to
best to
take
avert
all
his
the metal out
eyes.
of your pocket.
It's not like I'm using magic shirts. I've just got earrings
Yeah,
and stuff.
she says
Fair.
stuff. Her clothes is normal. Yeah, she in and of herself doesn't seem to be radiating magic. She just
Okay, so I wanted to test something.
Go for it.
First of all, I've been wanting to test this for a bit, but I haven't actually had a fey creature to test it with.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess this would go both ways, because I'm curious how much of you is tiefling and how much of you is fey now.
I'm really interested to see how you're planning to test this.
Do you have any more charm spells left?
Charm spells?
Of any kind?
Yes.
Try one on me.
Can do. Let me check my spell list real quick.
And before he does anything, before you do that, he will cast protection from evil and good on himself.
Ooh. Yeah, I'll cast Suggestion on Davynn.
okay. I'm casting suggestion on Davin.
Yeah, whiz save.
Make a whiz save, Davin.
Do I make a whiz save or does it bounce?
You make a whiz save.
Okay. Yeah.
Go get me a plate of food from the kitchen.
Can do.
That's the best wisdom save. And,
On the plus
to
side,
answer
we
your
know
question,
you're not
Jerry,
fey.
yes.
Yep, he says, walking out of the room.
Mm-hmm. I will walk in on Kern and I forget her name.
Kit.
Kit. Yeah, I walk in and Kern and Kit. Hi, sorry, just grabbing Lana some food. I'll be out of your hair in a bit. Hair. Walk out.
Returning with a plate of food for Lana.
But then
Science
as I
is
like
hungry work.
as I place the plate of food down, I will blink and just like shake my head like, ugh! Okay.
Well, I'm tiefling.
no. Still tiefling. Yeah.
I'm alright with that.
Cool. But Good to know, I guess.
Yeah. I have 1 spell slot left today. We gotta sleep, you guys.
So, as those two are goofing off in the corner, Hildreth, since you've been talking so much and being so sociable today, it took you a bit to have enough time and space to ponder, but now that Xylund has reminded you of the Hackstone, you have seen similar things before. They're not entirely uncommon at home. Your employers find hags to be particularly dangerous and disagreeable creatures, and do what they can to keep them at bay. So you have heard stories and seen examples of hackstones before. And they are formed when multiple hags enter into a working arrangement with each other. Sort of like a suicide pact. If any of them breach the agreed upon terms of the working arrangement, the stone has the ability to exact retribution on the pact breaker. Hackstones by themselves aren't dangerous to anybody outside of the pact, but they can help you identify the members of it.
That's actually secret information he might share with other people.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Maybe.
Maybe, I don't know yet.
Maybe. I'll have to decide.
Sounds like it could be useful.
But you yourself have never used one, quote unquote. You've never handled one. You've heard about them and you've seen examples, but you've never been involved in a coven eradication or anything like that. You just you know of them. All right. Any other business before you guys finally take a nap?
No, let's see.
I wasn't entirely done.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. By the way, those markings you showed me earlier, what were those again? I kind of blanked.
Silver ones?
Yeah. Same ones?
Yeah, same deal.
Oh. Okay, do you mind if I,
No.
hold on, I'm not sure what you just said. You don't mind if
You didn't finish the sentence, but I probably don't mind.
I was gonna ask if I could poke them.
Yep, here you go. Lift up the back of her shirt again.
Davynn will... Well, he was gonna poke, but then... Also, he's still a teenager.
Basically, yes.
And so he's just gonna, like, run his fingers along them and see if they feel any different than, the rest of it.
They don't. It all feels exactly the same. I will leave it to Davynn to judge whether that is a pleasurable or not experience, but both the normal colored skin and the silvered skin feel the same.
Oh, okay. Okay, so they... That's... Cool. I'm gonna get going. Bye.
Oh, okay. Bye.
He stands in the doorway a bit, and then leaves.
So now that it's all weird, you had Hildreth thinking about eyeballs. You got Xylund eating his food and playing with his helmet, probably. You two off in a corner doing weird stuff. Kern's talking to Kit. We'll have Kern return for nap time as well, so he can be rested. He could probably also use an escape. And you guys are finally able to get some rest. Mid-afternoon or no, you're able to stretch out a little bit and relax. There have been blankets and such. There aren't enough for everybody, so y'all just have to make do. Kid hasn't been back here. You can stretch out a little and go ahead and gain the benefits of a long rest as you drop off one by one. Start to doze. Recover a little.
Oh, sweet hit points.
Yes.
Sweet spell slots.
Yeah, get everything back.
I had 1 5th level spell left.
Sweet everything.
Tim, are you
Bardic
still here?
dice.
Hello?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I just hadn't heard you.
I'm
I
fine.
was just making sure
I'm
you
here.
were okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Make sure. We didn't lose you. Okay. Nap time finishes. And it is just after midnight. When you guys start to wake up. You could easily sleep till morning if you wished. But the house does seem a little more alive than it should for the dead of night. There are lights on in the hall that you can see under the crack in the door. And the sound of work boots, at least 2 different pairs, are inside the house, walking around. No one has attempted to open the door that
What's
you're
this?
aware
One last thing before we head out, Lana.
Oh, before we left on all of this chaos, or while we were doing it, you mentioned that you wanted to play chess against the horse. Or set the 2 horses against each other playing chess.
That is true, yes.
I'm just saying, we have a free moment and we're possibly still resting.
Okay, so during the rest, can we squeeze this in?
of. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so what is Snowfunk's intelligence? Oh wait, I don't have the spell slots to summon him until after the long rest. We'll have to
Oof.
table this for another time.
Alas,
No.
Yeah.
that's not actually true. Take an Iron Stone. I need it back afterwards.
Take a what?
I have
Iron
the
Stone.
I have the Iron Stone.
Oh,
It gives
okay.
you a spell slot back.
Oh, nice. Cool. All right, so let's
I
do
do
this.
definitely need it back. But
Yeah,
Is it the Iron Stone or the Gem of Power?
Gem of Power, that thing.
I give it back.
I knew what she meant, though.
But yeah, okay, so what's his intelligence?
I have
I
his
think he's a
stats.
I think it becomes 10.
No, his stats got rolled
Whoa.
when he so he actually has horse stats.
He's like super
Um,
strong.
He's very fast. He is. He's very fast and he is smart. He's not super charismatic and his wisdom is okay.
This is very funny to me.
Yeah, he has a +2.
Awesome.
Oh no, that's smarter than my horse.
So I haven't been like it's never been entirely clear whether when Xylund thought he was in Granite Heaven, whether that was just him projecting his own expectations onto the void sort of thing, or
Mhm.
if Snowfunk was actually there being taught dragon chess in Granite Heaven.
So
So
this
my
is the
question
way
is,
to
find
does he
out.
have proficiency in dragon chess?
Does he have I would not say he has proficiency in dragon chess, but he is smart enough to attempt it.
Okay. All right.
But then Lana's horse wouldn't have proficiency either, so they're equally
because it's a
matched.
horse.
Because it's a horse.
All right. So just a d20 plus 2 then?
Just D20 plus intelligence.
Well, not quite.
No?
Why? What are you doing?
Oh, Bardic cheating!
What is that? What is that?
It's giving my horse an inspiration die is what it is.
Yeah.
God damn it.
But I rolled a 3, so I think you're fine.
Well, we'll see, I guess.
Oh
No!
no!
2 though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no, that
plus
does it.
2.
Ah, it's a close
So,
match.
so it is possibly the worst, most chaotic dragon chess game ever. But Snowflunks wins, quote unquote,
Hooray.
and Lana's horse eats one of the pieces. Now you're down 2 pieces.
Damn it. Alright, that's the last time horses play chess. Your horse, anyway.
Rematch at some point. After
Okay.
all this.
I go looking for a sugar cube to give Snowfumps for upholding our honor.
Alright. You're gonna wander into the kitchen?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess I summoned my horse in the middle of their guest room.
Yeah. Well, their bedroom, yeah, their guest bedroom.
Okay.
Yep. It's fine. It's tight fit, but whatever. Just too funny. They don't really have sugar cubes necessarily. Kit gives you an odd look at the request, but she can give you some sugar.
That'd be fine.
Okay.
If she's not too busy giving current sugar.
Current's in the room. Yeah, she'll give you some sugar.
I give it to Snowfumps.
He doesn't quite know what to do with sugar, but okay. All right. So the great the great chess tournament has concluded. It was a close one. It was a close one. So you guys get your rest. Having that resolved. Hit points and spell slots are back. As I said, it's midnight or just after. There's some activity in the house, but no one has opened your door that you're aware of. What would you like to do?
Guess go explore.
Yeah. Go see if we can find these druids, or maybe we can use the hagstone somehow to track down the rest of the hags.
Hint, hint.
Any ideas?
Well, let's see what
Attune
the
to the
commotion is
hagstone.
first.
The hackstone's in your bag.
I take it out of the bag.
Right now it's a bagstone.
It is a bag stone.
Oof.
Alright, so are you gonna go into the hall, Simon?
Yeah.
Okay. As mentioned, the lights are on. There is a fire in the great room's fireplace. One of the sets of work boots that you've heard walking through belongs to Reg. As he's walking away from your door towards the kitchen, you don't see the owner of the second set. You don't see Kit anywhere either. Reg looks absolutely filthy, even from the back. His boots are, mud covered up above into, the cap of his pants, and he's leaving footprints everywhere. You can see the remains of muddy footprints all up and down the hall. Big boot prints. As he strides towards the kitchen, he seems agitated. He's running his hand through his hair, when his hair is, of course, getting filthier every time he does it. By the looks of the boot prints on the floor, either a lot of people have been walking up and down this hall, or he's been pacing.
Hey, Reg.
He spins around on his heel. Got a little bit of mud on his forehead. Hi. So you're awake now?
Yeah,
Are you all awake?
I think so. What's going on?
It's been a long day. When did you all arrive?
Early, well, not early, sort of mid-morning-ish.
I see.
Why?
Just I was surprised I didn't see you. But you must have gotten here after I left. Have you... Go ahead.
So what's going on? What's the hubbub, bub?
Hubbub? No hubbub.
You look a little distraught.
Oh well, I'm not used to. Not that you're not welcome, of course, but it's just not used to having so many guests, unexpected ones at that.
Well, I did, compensate your sister.
Oh, it's not about that. We're happy to. I mean, yeah, you can stay. It's not about you're not putting us out, I guess, is what I'm. But wouldn't you be more comfortable in a larger area? Then this house is fairly small, which is a lie. It's not. You all crammed in that one room together. Maybe, I don't know, and he tries to crack a smile. Don't you adventuring types like to camp out under the stars and what have you?
Well, I guess it sort of depends on what else is under the stars with us. So, talked to any druids lately?
No, I've been out of town all day, driving livestock.
So I heard. Yeah, alright, well, we were planning on leaving anyway. We'll get out of your hair.
Oh, well, it's nothing like that. I just...
Isn't it, Reg? Isn't it?
He looks mildly... manages to look mildly offended and mildly chastised at the same time. It's nothing like that. It's... just for your sake, is all.
How are the owls tonight? Active?
Well, owls are out every night. Are you afraid of the owls?
No, not really.
Okay.
The lie.
Roll a deception.
Okay.
That was a bad deception.
It was pretty bad.
You rolled a good perception. They're not too bad. I'm sure they've got no reason to bother you. Right?
Of course not.
Oh.
Alright, so
Yeah.
I'll go get the others.
He
Look
walks
beyond our
into the
way.
hall. You can hear the creak of the front door as he pulls it open.
Reg wants us gone. I don't know why.
I mean, we're headed out, aren't we?
Yeah.
We are kind of staying in his house.
Yeah.
It's not that. It's
Let's
something
just go.
else.
We've got hags to yell at.
Okay, let's go.
We might, they might be out there waiting for us.
What, the hags?
Or the druids operating under the hag's command. Both. Owls.
It's possible
owls.
they're all hags.
Yeah, anything's possible.
Yeah, actually, that's a decent point. Does anybody have a way of scouting ahead?
Yes.
I mean, yes, lots of you do. Do you want to send invisible person or familiar or?
Invisible
send the
people on a
ghost.
horse.
Send your ghost, Hildreth.
That's not how it works.
How does it work again? Sorry.
Not that way. Figure out something else. Invisible people on the horse sounds good to me.
Cool.
What are we doing? We're
I
setting
think
out an
I'm
invisible
scouting
person
invisible
on a horse.
horse.
You're gonna conjure another horse
It persists. I assume I left it somewhere.
outside the house. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that too. So, are you gonna go out the front door to collect your horse?
Yes.
Okay. Are you all leaving?
So I still have
I think we are, yeah.
You do have Snowflakes in the house with you.
Well, if her house is outside,
I'm just
then
making fun. I'm just making fun. Yes, Snowflakes would be where Lana's horse is
Okay.
for their grand battle.
Yes, we're all leaving the house.
How about? I mean, since me and Lana are going to be taking the lead anyway, how about we just get on our horses and boot it across the field in the direction we're going and see if anyone comes after us?
Yeah, and if things go poorly, you can just hop on the flying horse and we can bamf away.
Do you
Yeah.
have a way of signaling?
Well, just keep your eyes sharp.
Well, yes, depending on one very important question. Can I use the new bard things, Eerie?
From the class variants?
Yeah, it just lets me
I
change
haven't-
out one spell per long rest.
Oh, I haven't looked at it.
No
Is that
worries,
all
I'll
it
have to look
does?
at them.
It's just a
Yep.
bardic variant?
Yep. It's because they decided that the not prep casters get locked in for too long. So it's basically a much, much slower version of preparing your spells.
Oh, I see. Yeah, we'll do it on a probationary for today. Just say yes, and then I'll read it later, and I'll make a decision for real.
So I do have message.
The sending, you mean?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Hildreth could have his bird keep an eye out too. Yes?
That is true.
Okay, well, sounds good. Good luck, guys.
We'll be fine.
Stay safe.
We'll do.
Okay, so you all file out of the house, and you're headed to where you left your horses.
Yes.
Okay, and the rest of you are doing what precisely?
We're gonna go head out of the house too, but, we're just not gonna get on the horses.
Okay. So you all are sort of clustered at the tree line, where you left your horses, and they are hanging out. Snowflakes and Trisket, being good.
They
Probably
wouldn't let us
discussing
stable our horses in their
strategies.
barn.
You didn't attempt to stable the horses in the barn. You didn't even go in the barn.
No, but I would have if I'd known they weren't going to let us. I guess. I don't know, it just seems like a long walk across the field to leave our horses and the long walk back.
Well, to be fair, you guys didn't even mention the horses until we had already completed our long rest.
That's
and
Yeah.
we retconned
Let's
a
just
chess
pick 'em up.
I'm just saying.
competition. So.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. Let's just go pick them up.
All right.
Oh my goodness. So, come across your horses. You reclaim your horses. Which direction are you headed?
Back towards Hagland.
Back towards where we were going when we went to the ritual to begin with is a good start.
Yeah. I'd say back to the Circle of Stones.
Okay. Back in that direction.
Yeah.
Okay. So Lana and Xylund head off on their horses. Kern, Hildreth, and Davynn are just gonna hang out.
We're going with them, we're just going slower.
Just
Yeah,
going
we're the
slower.
support.
Okay. Your support. Alright. How quickly are the horses going?
Full horse speed.
Full horse speed. Got it. So you guys are hauling horse butt through the woods, catching the little pinpricks of glowing eyes as you go. The owls are indeed out tonight in a fairly sizable number. Although the forest itself seems real still. There's not the ambient noise that you would expect in the middle of the forest at night. No wind, no... yeah, there's no wind, there's no crickets, there's no rustles other than noises you and the rest of the group are making as you haul horse butt towards the Circle of Stones. But nothing messes with you, nothing jumps in front of you, nothing impedes your progress. And eventually you reach the trees and see once again the big old stone druidic circle of Hal.
There's no grid, so I think we're fine.
This but darker.
No grid yet.
There's no grid, so we're fine.
You see this massive monolith. You can hear the waterfall echoing in the still air. It is pitch black though. There's no guide fires, no lights, no fireflies even here.
Hmm.
I think is okay for everybody but Davynn.
And Kern, but I'm
And
not
well,
there.
Davynn and Kern, but you're with Kern.
Kern's
so...
not real anymore.
Kern is real. I believe in Kern. Okay.
So do we?
So,
Oh,
Team Horse.
continue.
What would you like to do?
Do we bang pots and pans together now?
Yeah, I was thinking, let's not go right up into the middle of the circle, because that's where their power is probably concentrated. Let's like
Lana
stay
stops halfway to walking into the middle of the circle.
Let's sort of hang back a little ways and bang our shields. Well, I'll bang my shield anyway.
Bang your shield
With my mace.
with your mace.
Yep.
All right.
And start shouting,
That's what it
"Hags!
is.
Show yourselves!"
Maybe we shouldn't have had you on Strike Squad.
So Xylund is clamming for hags, which, again, the walking group, you can hear him echo very clearly as you continue catching up with Team Horse. Xylund, as you stand, so you're standing sort of at the base of the circle.
Just outside any actual circle bits. So if this is accurate, I'd be like here-ish.
Okay.
Like I don't
yeah,
want to be
that's
inside
kind of-
any of these rings.
That's fine. That's what I figured. So yeah, you're banging away on your shield and calling for hags. And you hear... go ahead and make a perception check to see how much you hear. Lana, you can as well.
I hear hags.
Everything sounds like a hag.
Oh,
That's pretty good.
yeah.
No!
No!
Nothing.
Lana hears nothing. All Lana hears is Xylund calling for hags. But Xylund, you hear rustle in the grass and pebbles tumbling into the little creek that cuts across the land here outside the circle. It sounds like two figures and maybe a horse or something else four-footed approaching from behind you, so from the direction of the waterfall.
Okay, I'll spin in that direction and say to Lana, 2 hags incoming.
Gotcha. Look before you fire.
So coming from the waterfall is indeed 2 people. You've actually seen them before. They're 2 of the druids that were on the dais back in Migraine when they were selecting people for the processional. And there is a large brown bear padding on all 4s behind the 2.
Bear.
They approach slowly. If they have weapons, they aren't brandishing them, although they both do have large oaken staves.
Stop! Be ye hags or be ye men?
Oh god.
They
They
don't.
could be elves, you racist.
They are. They're
Or
all
Damn,
elves,
dude, that's
actually.
Dwarves, pardon?
All of them were elves.
Oh, really? Okay, be ye hags or be ye elves then.
They don't stop. You do hear a light laugh from one of them. You're not sure which it was because they're still too far away. But they do slowly approach. One of them seems to be adjusting a lantern that hangs from his staff, just giving off a little bit of glow, so they're not quite in the darkness. Team Walk will have you guys kind of approach the tree line at this point too, so that's what you're seeing as well, is this small group approaching Xylund, who's been banging on his shield, and Lana, who is about halfway to touching the center stone. But yeah, they don't talk, they just keep approaching. They're still, they're still a good, probably, 30 yards away.
Okay, but for reals, stop right there. Hags, if you are hags. Are you hags? That was my question.
And then you do hear a voice that seems more to be carried on the wind than anything. It's a man's voice, but fairly soft, fairly gentle. You all hear it. It does have that sort of wispy effect to it, though. Says, "We're certainly not hags, and you're in our home."
Right, well, I bring you grave tidings that you have a serious hag problem. They've infiltrated your circle, and we have proof. We dug, well, let's leave the specifics out, but one of their eyes came into our possession, and it's a hagstone, and she tried to kill us. Also, we're not cool with this whole equivalent exchange deal you've got going on. Like, no one told us when you helped Davynn that one of us, or all of us in this case, were going to fall down in a swoon. Like we heard afterwards that some people never even come back, so I don't know what you had planned for us in Barn World. This whole operation seems pretty sketchy, I guess is the point I'm getting at here. So what the hell, man?
Okay. Anybody else? Other than Xylund?
I mean, that does kind of cover it.
Yeah. We'll have the walkers. You guys are now getting to the base of the circle as Xylund is addressing, presumably, the druids, who are getting closer and closer. Then that voice on the wind picks up again.
I'm going to start backing up.
Well, they're still fairly far. Like, they're definitely not within reach at
Okay.
all. It'll be another minute or two before they're even anywhere close to you at the rate that they're going. They're not speeding in your direction. They're walking purposefully, but slowly through the grass. So the voice picks up on the wind again. "I think you're mistaken. We are happy to discuss it with you further, but you shouldn't be here."
Well, where do you want to discuss it?
I can take you to a more public place. This is a sacred place, and you're not welcome here.
That's fine. I don't know where you guys hang out other than here.
As you watch, the two druids morph into large eagles and sort of glide in the direction of you and Lana.
Oh shit.
Ah!
Alright. I guess I'll let the eagle pick me up.
Oh, it lands next to you.
Oh, okay.
It's not going to attempt to pick you up. Same thing with you, Lana. You get an eagle that lands next to you, and then Hildreth, Kern, and Davynn, as you guys come to the base of the circle to join your friends. 3 owls swoop in from behind the tree line.
Are you guys joining us?
Oh, okay, I guess we were less sneaky than we thought we were.
You have technically been watched this entire time. It's difficult to intrude upon a druid grove and not be seen.
Yeah, I guess we're joining you. That's probably the best course of action now.
So you all get escorted. The owls become men for a moment, and then eagles as well, allowing you all to fly off towards the top of the tree that surrounds the cavern of the waterfall. Eventually you land on a fairly open platform. It doesn't look like there's anything much up here other than some abandoned tables and chairs. It looks pretty disused. There are deep gouges in the wooden floor. As the eagles land, you can kind of see why. Talons digging into the rotting boards. Seems to be stable enough, but obviously not a place that they use a lot. And they wait for you to dismount. Or assuming druid form again.
Alright, we dismount. So, you said you were willing to talk. We have lots of questions. I hope you have answers for them.
They stand, but they guide you to sit. Writing chairs so that you may do so.
I'm gonna stand.
Okay. I won't force you, certainly.
I will
from up-
hesitantly sit.
Okay. From up here, all you can really see is the night sky and the canopy and a cluster of elven druids. All of them fairly stoic. None of them too pleased. Two of them, the original two from the field, you recognize from the dais, but the others that appeared out of the woods are strangers. They don't look familiar. And they sort of stand in a semicircle, all of them, eyes trained upon you. So the male that was speaking before, that same voice that carried on the wind, speaks again. You have questions?
Yep, that would be a good way of summarizing what we have. Such as, first of all, did you know about the hag that was posing as a member of your order?
I'm sure we would know if a member of our order was a hag. One of us is missing. Amkida.
Yeah, that's probably her. She was a hag. She tried to kill us after
Either
we
she was a hag or she was working with them. Or something along those lines. One way or another. Not... Unless you guys are working with hags all the time, in which case, more questions.
There's a light murmur of conversation that kind of ripples through the gathered group. The central druid, though, the one that's been talking the whole time, doesn't acknowledge it. He just keeps looking straight at you guys. The hags are an abomination. Where is Amkida?
Oh shit.
She
Well,
is...
as I said, she had a hagstone embedded in her eye, like in place of an eye. So we, sealed her away where she couldn't do any more harm. She's dead.
After she tried to kill us.
After she tried to kill us. After, you put us in Barn World or wherever that was. Is any of this ringing a bell? Like, do you know about Barn World?
The central druid has not altered his tone or posture throughout this entire conversation. His brethren seem to be confused, given the increasing muttering and whispering amongst themselves. You need to start making sense.
Well, okay, Lana, show him the hagstone.
I show them the hagstone.
That was in her head. Okay, so when we brought Davynn to you, no one told us that we were all going to, possibly never return from that transaction. We didn't know that we were giving our lives for his or however that works with you guys. But anyway, we all fell into a faint, as you saw, and woke up as animals in a barn in another, dimension or something. And there were other people there who had also been turned into animals. Some of them still retained their minds and some didn't. And then we all escaped, found this alchemist in this cellar who was draining the blood from this one. I pointed at Lana. And it was all doing some experiments with it or something. He had a cup, so he put the blood in the cup and drank the blood because that seemed like the thing to do at the time. And that collapsed the dimension. We're not sure what happened to the alchemist guy. We lost one of our friends in the process. She was a cat in this other world. Now she's nowhere. So that's on you as well. If you could sort that out. And then we woke up behind this waterfall. came out, and then this hag worker or whatever, this hag accomplice with a hag stone in her eye, we tried to explain things to her, and she seemed to know what we were talking about better than you guys do anyway, and she seemed to find it funny, and then she attacked us. So, we smote her. And now here we are, with some serious complaints about, the service you provide.
Well
And the
said.
druid looks at each of you in turn, as trying to gauge your facial reactions. The tale has just been spun. And finally, after ignoring the murmurs behind him, he turns and appears to be conferring with several other druids that came up with you guys. And it's a bit of a conversation. And he turns around once again. I don't believe you entirely.
Why would I
But-
make that up?
Literally, if we wanted to make something up, we would make up something much more believable than that.
Yeah.
I find it difficult to believe a member of our order would attack you. You're pacifist by nature.
Well, the hags are involved somehow. Their influence has seeped into your circle somehow. I mean, don't you guys, from what I've heard, this whole ritual deal of yours has become perverted since what it was in the old days. You're just doing it too much these days, and now you're taking lives in exchange for lives. It's that seems wrong. I don't see really how you can't see that. Maybe just cool it with whatever you're doing here.
His face kind of twists up a little bit into a little baby snarl. I don't think that's any business of yours. How we conduct what we do, or how we
It's
help.
business of ours if you were doing it on us.
Hey everyone,
Did
this guy
do
is
it on
working with
us.
the hags. This guy, I pointed at the baby snarl guy. This guy is no pacifist. If you all weren't here, he'd be going for our throats.
It is possible to use the stone to identify him. If he is.
Oh shit. Well, do that.
Oh, how? Do it! Yeah, do it!
I've been trying to attune to this thing, but I don't think that's how that works.
No, it's not how it works.
Now's the part where Hildreth looks like an idiot trying to figure out how to make the thing work in front of a whole bunch of druids.
Just shakes it at him.
Or if you hadn't
Um,
waited for the most dramatic moment, you could have worked it
Is
out in
it
private.
like a see-through stone?
No, it's an actual stone, it's actual rock, that's just got a little divot in the center, or in the top of it, so it looks like an eye, but it's just a basically an overgrown pebble. It's kind of a golf ball sized pebble. There's no inscription or anything on it. It just is, but it does look like an eye. Davynn,
Yes?
Xylund, please make me a wisdom save.
Okay. I'm going to use a superiority dice on this.
If
In case.
Davin's standing within 10 feet of me, he gets +2.
Okay.
20.
All right. So we got 20 from Davynn. Okay, you guys are good.
Do we feel what that was?
It's something you're very familiar with, Davynn.
Is it brain control?
No. It wasn't mind control. For a moment, you felt like you were going to be paralyzed again,
Oh,
but
no.
it went away. Same thing with you, Xylund. You had the same sort of your limbs went leaden for a moment, but only a moment.
Got somebody just tries to paralyze me!
Can you
What?
tell who did it?
No, you wouldn't be able to.
I'm drawing my
I-
weapons.
Oh dear.
I'll sort of just gesture for Davin to cool it a little bit. Yeah, if someone tried to paralyze me too. Like, there's something going on here that you guys aren't willing to face up to.
And either everybody's in on it, or some of you are having the wool pull over your eyes.
The group finally stops discussing things amongst themselves, and all of them turn their attention to you. Conversation stops. And Baby Snarl addresses you. I would suggest that you all calm down, sit down, and let us think about this for a moment.
We're not going to be calm unless we can be sure that we're safe here, and right now we can't.
Would you choose to return to the ground?
No, we're choosing to stay here, but we're choosing to be smart about it. Sure you don't mind?
Are we
As
so
long as
high?
nobody does anything else like that, then we have nothing to worry about.
What were you saying?
Are we high enough? Like, could I use my grapple gun to get down to the ground from this height, or no?
No, you're above the canopy.
No.
Yeah, you're very high up. You are above the canopy. You could get to other branches within the tree, but there's no guarantee that you'd be able to scale your way down safely. You can't see far enough. You could try it, but no guarantee.
No.
Okay. So the druids turn away from you once again and start to confer amongst themselves. Eventually one of them breaks away. It's one of the other druids you remember from the dais, a woman this time, who comes and kneels down in front of the group. Tell me more about this other world.
Well, it was night. Woke up in a barn full of animals. Some of them had retained their human minds, not many. Most were just animals. We assumed that they'd been humans at one time since we had been humans. Or not, I shouldn't say that. Most of us were humans. Hildreth was there. He's not a human. He's a Dragonborn.
It's true.
So, with the help of this little mouse guy, who called himself Hux, who had been there a while, we escaped and freed the other animals and made a mad dash across the fields. There were all these specters, these like shadowy specters, going about their business, and we just sort of ran through them to this farmhouse where, pretty sure, oh yeah, there was a dog there he had his mind, his rational mind still working. He told us about an alchemist in the basement, so we went down to the basement, found two of our companions. One was a cat, one was Lana here, who was shifting between rabbit form and her normal form. And the alchemist was doing experiments on her. He could walk through walls and turn himself invisible and stuff. He was doing experiments with a goblet, and he had vials of her blood. So yeah, as I said before, we put two and two together and drank the blood from the goblet, and the goblet crumpled in on itself, and the barn dimension shortly followed, sort of crumpling in on itself, and then we woke up behind the waterfall. Do you have any more specific questions?
Gauging her reaction, does this sound like the first time she's heard of something like this?
Roll or an insight. Anyone who wishes to.
Yeah.
Feel free.
Oh, hey!
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Davynn's like really intensely studying this woman's face. And again, very clearly she's like the surface impression is that she is concerned, and she seems to believe you, in as much as she's not questioning your account. With a critical and a 19 besides, it seems like this is the first time she's heard that, but she's not surprised by it. It seems more like this is a suspicion or a theory that she's long held that you guys are helping her prove.
Do you
ahead.
know anything about this place?
I don't know. And she kind of glances over her shoulder and gets a little closer. Things have been wrong since Amkida arrived. I didn't know exactly how wrong. But if what you're saying is true, then we need to... Well, we need to involve the Archdruid, but I need to know that what you're saying is true.
It's true. Like, do it. Hey, oh, I can't. Wait, no.
Xylund, you have that thing.
I know, I was thinking I could Zone of Truth myself, but I can't. I could Zone of Truth you, though.
Yeah, go for it.
Can you tell that I'm Zone of Truthing him if I Zone of Truth him?
It's like a circle, right?
Yeah, it like...
Yeah.
Ask the druid if she can...
Yeah, oh yeah, the druid would understand.
Okay.
She knows
Alright.
enough about spellcraft, yeah.
I just better make sure that I've got this prepped. I do, phew. Zone of Truth, Davynn. Alright, Davynn, go.
It's true, everything that he said. And... like I said, there's something... I believe you that there's something wrong in your order, and we need to fix it. We need to get our friend back. It sounds like you have some business to sort out too. Where's this Archdruid?
He's in his quarters. The rituals are always very draining on him as well. We'll need
When's the last time you saw him?
The day of the ritual was the last day I saw him.
What were you saying?
We'll need proof.
We have the Hagstone.
Yeah, Hildreth, have you figured out how to make that detect more hags?
Not so much.
He's shaking it.
And besides that, you said that this was... who is it? The main guy? He's the one who's caused everything to change?
The one we killed, I think.
Amkida.
Her?
She. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Is there anybody else who's felt like that? Or is it just you?
There's been talk in the circle. I know Yanvarin trusts her, but I don't.
Is Yanvarin the guy
Yes.
we've been just discussing with? Oh.
And she nods very quickly. Yes. It's been something of a schism in the group. If I can get you free, can you get me proof?
What kind of proof?
What? Yeah.
And she kind of looks over her shoulder again. I've been told that anyone who fails the ritual does indeed become an animal. Even the ones that succeed are often sick and weak and fall into a deep sleep. The farm would know more about them. If you can retrieve one of these animals, or find out how they deal with these things, get actual proof,
Does
or
a head suffice?
a head?
Oh, right!
I will
The head of an
produce
animal.
the pig head,
Oh my gosh!
which I have been carrying this entire time.
Oh, is this actually paying off?
Oh my god!
whips
That's
this hog's
brilliant.
head. The druid looks horrified. And the rest of the group, the conversation becomes fairly broken.
We're pretty sure that's the head of a pirate.
Lana, would you like to attempt to dispel magic on this?
Oh yeah, I meant to do that today. I'm glad I waited.
All right. You all have to make a roll for that.
15?
15.
This 5th level or lower?
It is. No, it's higher than that, so it wouldn't
Well,
work.
we'll try again. I'm not above
Inspire
that.
Kurt and have him do it.
Oh, they can. I mean,
Okay.
they can end their own spell.
It's our head, though. We want to do the dramatic reveal.
All right, let me
Kern's
try
gonna
it
do it
again.
with an inspiration die.
Go, Kern.
Come on, Kern. Don't make us lose more sluts. Damn it, Kern. I'm gonna add the inspiration on that.
Inspiration.
Okay.
Yeah!
Hey, there we go.
Yippee.
Much better. Kern is the hero. So the magic strips away from your hog's head. And Lana, you are indeed now holding by the hair the head of a probably creeping up
dropping
on
it.
middle-aged man.
That's really gross. I didn't think about this fully until now.
It clunks to the floor and clunks to the planks. But yeah, approaching middle age, dark hair, gold earring. He's got a few face tattoos, mostly centered around his left eye.
Gross.
It doesn't look decayed or anything.
Yay!
But it is very clearly a human head, a severed human head. Otherwise intact.
Oh god.
There you go, guys.
Yeah, that's nasty. It's
I've
not the
had that-
nastiest thing I've ever
We
seen.
need to clean the bag of holding after this.
There you go. Very nasty proof. Thank you, Lana. I like you. Shit! So I step out of the zone of truth.
Yep, you're in your zone of truth. So the female druid stands. The rest of the group, having seen this dramatic reveal and hearing the thunk of this human head as it hits the rotting planks of their little conclave, they all sort of scatter, and there's a ripple of a lot of anger and confusion, and the normally placid exterior breaks. So he's all sort of panic. And Yunvarin, Baby Scowl, rushes up, standing next to the female druid, looking at this human head at his foot. He goes, What is going on here? What are you doing?
Us?
What are you doing, turning people into boars and then cutting their heads off?
It's
We
not
found this
necessarily
in a
them who
barn.
did that, but this is somebody who went through the ritual and failed.
And the woman looks at him and he sputters. Now, my doing? None of this is my doing.
And whose was it?
He stands over you still. And sneers again. Archdruid made these decisions. You're not one to question them. You, especially you, and he starts to point a little elfy finger at you, who have benefited more than anyone else here. You have no right.
Let me tell you, I am grateful to not be paralyzed by within again, but there are still people being hurt by these decisions. And don't try to intimidate me. It's going to work. Damn it, I'm in the circle again!
Hildreth, that actually works. Holding the Hag's Eye up to your own, you see the world with a kind of a darker tinge to it, but everyone's got an outline, like a very, very faint aura that goes around them. They all seem to be in the same range of colors. The druids all seem to have a green cast to them, and if you look at your friends, most of them have a white outline. Lana's is a little different. Hers is more silver than white, but no one appears to be a hag. They all look exactly as they do in life. Yeah, you can't see through it. It's not a hole, but when you hold it up to your eye, that's how you perceive the world.
Okay.
But it all seems very muted, as if it's all part of the same background.
If this
So
is
yes,
the...
Davynn, go ahead.
If this is the Archdruid's doing, then we need to see him. Because something's not right here, and you know it. Everybody here knows it.
I'll kind of murmur, shuffle their feet. And
I
snarls.
believe I know how to tell for certain whether someone is guilty or not.
Was that a dramatic pause, or?
As I say, we all look at you expectantly, Hildreth.
But no one here is a hag.
Okay.
Well,
That's
let's take a
good
look
at
at
least.
the Archdruid.
That seems wise.
The female druid looks kind of nervously at Invarin and at the group that's now beginning to cluster up again, having a furious conversation. I don't think I can get you to him. Not without greater proof.
Well, why don't you just take the stone and go have a look at him?
This stone will give greater proof.
And she seems hesitant, but she reaches out a hand to Hildreth.
I guess reluctantly he'll hand it over.
Okay. She does not seem to like to handle it, but she does. She takes one glance back at Yunvarin, who is standing in between the cluster of druids and you guys on the other side of the platform. And he starts to say something. Looks like he's about to reprimand her or something. He's got a pretty angry scowl on his face. But she shapeshifts quickly into a bloodhawk and takes off quickly, almost straight up. So now you're left with Yunvarin staring you down as the branches up above you clatter together.
It might be a good idea for you to go with her, in case.
Backup might be in order.
I don't think she'll need backup.
Hags, though.
Can you be sure?
I'm sure enough.
And when
This
she
is all
mysteriously
we-
disappears, and no one's there to see why, what happens to the proof?
And a couple different emotions cross his face in quick succession. You're wrong. This isn't proof of anything.
Well, then
Could
you
it
have
be?
nothing to fear by going with her. You can laugh at her when she's wrong.
Laugh at us. Kick us out of your tree. But see for yourself first.
No, I'm not leaving you alone.
We're not alone. We're in the room full of your order.
Last time you were alone with my order, she died.
That was one of them. And she tried to kill us.
Did a pretty good job of it.
And turned out to be a hag.
Or a hag accomplice.
Yes, that.
I don't believe a word you say.
Hope you're
He
not
keeps-
fond of that person, then.
Glancing up at the trees. You shall be fine.
Don't
You
seem
I'm
certain.
worried about. I am certain.
All of the
Certain
rest
is
of the
all
druids are still there, right?
They are. They seem to be very deferential to Yonvarin. They're there for backup, but they all are kind of clustered together and talking amongst themselves. None of them have tried to restrain him, stop him, or contradict him in any way. They seem
Mine?
pretty rattled.
I'll sort of pitch my voice to the crowd and I'll say, my understanding was that there was the Archdruid and then everyone else in the circle was more or less equal. Yet you all seem to kowtow to this friggin' buffoon as if he's your lord and master. Why don't you go and help your companion find the truth of the matter?
A lot of a nervous foot shuffling in the back, and Yonvarin cuts in angrily. They do as they're told. They
Yeah,
live in
but-
their place, just as I did.
Your
Who
place
hurt
is
you?
to try to hide from the truth and keep others from seeing it. You're scared. You are terrified, even if you're not a part of this, that whoever you're covering for might be. Your pride is putting everyone's life at risk, including all of theirs.
Ooh, that's gonna earn you a wisdom save, Hildreth. Go, Hildreth, go!
Is he casting?
He is. Oh, yeah.
No. Counterspell.
Oh.
Alright.
Ooh.
Counterspell. Okay. Counterspell is effective. Super effective. So it works.
Enough
It
of
looks-
paralyzing my companions, please. We're here to help
Frustrating.
you.
Help me.
Yeah, honestly, I don't give a shit what you do out here. I just want to find my friend. Like, have you seen a little dwarf named Badger? He can turn himself into a boar.
Also, someone who looks a lot like me, who's still trapped in your horrible barn
Oh, right,
land.
Lily. We have a picture of her.
Yeah. Or just someone who looks like me.
Yeah, that would also work. So if you could just hand those two over, like, we'll be off and let you guys, circle the drain all by yourselves.
Self-cannibalize on your hag problem.
Yeah. Like, if you
Well-
can't stir yourselves enough to go find the truth of the matter, then whatever happens next is on you. Just show us to our friends and we'll be off.
He looks angry and nervous. Every time he looks in your direction, he's got a scowl on his face, but whenever he looks up, expression changes. Done listening to you. Just wait till Misha gets back.
You may have well sent her to her death, and she will never.
What was her
return.
name?
Misha?
Lana, do you want to send a message?
Yeah. Burning through those spell slots.
Either you or Kern.
I'll do it. Hey Misha, what's the update?
Sending.
I just hear a dial tone right now.
Do you want some friends to come up with you?
You don't get a response, but the Bloodhawk does return a moment later, landing on the rotting floor, morphing back into Misha. He looks at Hildreth, completely ignoring young Barin for a moment, who tries to approach her when she becomes humanoid again. And she sort of just turns her back and walks towards Hildreth and holds out your hagstone. Please take this.
He'll take it back. He'll also hold it up to his eye and look through it real quick just to see if it still does its thing.
Just to check.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything looks the same as before.
Okay.
It's got kind of that flat dark to it, with the little outlines of color. And everyone looks the same, including Misha. But she does address you guys, purposely keeping her back. To you and Barin. Says, the Archdruid is not a hag. At least not according to your stone. And he won't listen to reason. Stone isn't enough. We're gonna need proof. I
Of
know.
what? We have a pig head. Previously pig head.
Yes.
Oh, someone
I
who presumably went
explained.
to your thing.
I explained. Even with all the evidence we do have, he's reluctant to stop using the bell.
What would be enough?
Find the hags. We're your friends.
I
We don't
thought
have-
druids were supposed to be wise. You guys are really letting me down here.
One with the force and everything, knows everything that goes in and out of this grove. If anybody should be able to find the hags, it's this circle here.
They aren't here, or we would know.
Are they in the
All
barn
this
dimension?
grove. I don't know what that is. I don't understand that.
Oh, here's a question for you. What parts of the ritual are still the same? Were people still turned into animals at some point? Or was it...
No, none of that. None of that is the way it's written. None of that is... That's all new. That all came with Amkita and the bell.
Hang on a second. How's the farm getting hold of these people animals?
And Varn starts to yell at her to shut up. She keeps talking. That's where they go. That's where the sick go. They go to the farm.
Shit, do you think Reg and Kit are fucking hags?
Time to go check.
So, what happens in the ritual? What happens after you take them behind a waterfall?
I don't know. Only a few people were ever allowed to go back. The Archdruid, Amkita, and Yunvarn.
Yunvarn, would you care to explain?
He is just seething behind the crew. He's standing. He's probably a good 4 or 5 inches taller than Misha, and is just pissed, standing behind her shoulder. I don't have to explain anything to you. He shapeshifts and buzzes off.
Just gonna offer a secret for a secret.
When we find this bell, we're gonna shove it up his butt.
The bell?
Yeah.
Oh, the Archdruid is the bell.
Oh, really? Well,
You
we
can
prove it to be evil.
So we need to go back to the farm and figure out what happens with these sick animals, I guess.
And hag gaze everybody.
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 Am I a hag?
I don't think so.
Okay, good.
So Misha looks at the retreating Yunvarn and then turns back. If you could, I think it will take a lot of proof to get people to believe.
Like when
No
you say
kidding.
a lot, I feel like we've already offered a lot. So how much is a lot in your eyes?
You were the only one who saw the hag. You have a stone, but
Do you
you're
want
the
us
only
to
one.
capture a live hag?
No,
I'm not really sure what you're going for here.
their heads, perhaps, or
What happened
bring
to the
us...
other one we killed?
We buried her.
She's still,
Oh.
as far as you guys know, she just sort of collapsed and went mushy in the waterfall.
We really should have cut off part of that.
That would have been, she was a lot of mud and sticks. Collecting her head might have been difficult.
So how are we
Uh,
gonna collect a different hag?
Yeah, they
Good
collapsed
question.
into mud and
Take
sticks.
him alive?
Oh, Joy, this is gonna be fine.
Let's, Is there anything you can do to help us to either find our hag's problem or find our friends?
Well, if your friends survived, they would be at the farm.
Do you know where? At the farm.
I don't. I know Reg and Kit, and they are good people. Their father was a good man too. Their family has always been under our protection.
Is it
As
Reg
is
and Kit
McCrae.
who received the animals? Both of them? Or just one?
I don't know. I only know them from McGray, from their family. I've never seen any of the animals. I've only heard that's what happens.
Okay, fine.
Reg
Time
just
to
spent the
go.
entire day taking animals to a different location, and he was eager for us to leave once he discovered we had returned. I
Yeah.
think he's our next lead.
Yep. And worst case scenario, we just go detect, dispel a whole bunch of animals in their zoo and see what happens.
Hey, can somebody scry on Reg?
I can tomorrow, but Kern can today.
Let's do that.
I think it's both of them. I think Kit's too nice to be real.
Jeez, Island.
I'm just saying. And it,
I think
like,
someone's
wouldn't you
jealous.
notice if her
Don't
brother
break
was a
Kern's
hag?
heart like that!
Sorry, Sid. I'm gonna burn your 5th level spell slot. Oh, you
Name
get,
of science.
you have so many of these. Stupid 11th level character.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting he's ahead of me. I feel no guilt burning his slot. Except he doesn't have it prepared, so never mind. We can all do this tomorrow.
Somebody we should have described on Lily.
Yeah, why didn't we do that?
Because
I don't
Sid
know.
isn't here to tell us we have scrying.
Oh, yeah.
Everything's gonna be Sid's fault.
Proposal. We're not that far out. Let's just fly back and hag gaze and dispel some people until...
Let's do that.
Yeah, but
At
I
this
mean,
point, I'm a big proposal of the kick the hill until the bugs come out, you know?
one hag almost killed us. If there are more than one at the farm, we're fucked.
I think the one hag wasn't the issue so much as the
druid.
possible
Maybe.
hag.
All right.
Either
well,
way,
So we
I've
can
got
take 2
something
at
for
once.
this.
You do?
Yeah. I just tried it with you the last night.
what is
I'm
this
confused.
now? Get back in the zone of truth there.
The protection spell against
Oh!
creatures.
Right, yes. The one that didn't... Yeah, oh, right, yes.
That's a weird euphemism.
Protection from good and evil. I'm standing in the zone 2, Xylund. Anyway, who wants to get on a horse?
I'll do it.
Let's go raise some hell.
Actually, no, somebody else should do it. I can climb down from the tree.
I like riding horses.
So delightfully deadpan.
I love it. I absolutely love it. I can, and Misha says I can fly you down as well.
Oh, okay. I'll totally ride the giant eagle.
Yeah, I could use lift too. Just
Alright.
back to my horse.
Okay. So, Lana and Hildreth ride off, being pony girls together. Davynn, you can ride your eagle all the way to the farm if you wish. And Xylund, you want to be taken back to your horse?
Yeah, I don't want to leave him alone.
Okay.
Out in the middle of the forest where it's scary.
You get a lift. Get a lift back to your horse as you all troop your way back to Rock Bottom Farm. And that is where we will leave it for this week's adventure.
I'm gonna fight all the hags.
You're gonna fight all the hags?
All of them.
All of them.
We're
All
gonna
of
punch
them.
so many hags.
All
Yeah.
of them.
Here's my plan. Pick up one as a giant ape, use it like a bowling ball against the others.
With Keystone Cops music playing. in the
Here's my
background.
plan. Use protection on giant ape, which has bad mental stats.
Yeah, also that.